it's like a high thing.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like leave him alone. Leave him alone.
Yeah, I agree. I think we should leave more people alone. I think we should be normal. Welcome everyone to episode 141 of the Looks Like a Movie podcast. My name's Kevin. I'm here with Doug and Owen, and today we are talking about Edgar Wright's The Running Man. But first, as always, we can talk about what we watched this past week. Who wants to get us started? It looks like Doug is ready to go.
Yeah, I was pulling it up. So this last week, last we recorded on the 9th, I watched Predator Badlands.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Which
Nice.
Kevin already recorded an incredible podcast with
Incredible.
John.
Okay, don't say incredible as like an
It's
adjective as if
it's
you
one of the
listen to the
best podcasts.
podcast.
One of the best
You
podcast
did.
episodes.
Never listened to a
Um,
better one.
Yeah, true. So I won't go long on Predator Badlands. I will say though, I kind of love the movie. It's not like a masterpiece. I think it's just incredibly entertaining. I think it's incredibly entertaining. If you like people to rip off the films, if you want to see like somebody in a very expensive way rip off the films of James Cameron and have Elle Fanning say a bunch of lines in it, it's like you can't ask for anything more. It's like that's like
Yeah.
Sure.
yeah, because it's like that movie. It's like fucking. It's like Avatar. Anyways, and then this isn't a movie, but it's on Letterboxd. I watched. I finished the first arc, the first kind of serial story of the third Doctor in Doctor Who. It's called Doctor Who: Spearhead from Space. It's so silly. It's so silly. And I watched The Running Man, and that was all I got today. I've been watching Twin Peaks. Neither of you guys have
Ooh.
seen Twin Peaks, right?
It's actually funny. I was texting my girlfriend today because and I'll talk about this when we get to what I watched this past week. I've had a bit of a problem where I'm watching a lot of TV lately,
Yeah,
like a
I'm kind
lot.
of
And I will say,
yeah.
I think the justification for it from my perspective is that I have been so busy with schoolwork, and TV is such an easy thing to like throw on, and I feel so bad constantly finding breaks between assignments and then being like, "Oh, let me watch 30 minutes of this movie and then pause it and go do homework and then watch 30 minutes later and then pause it and then watch an hour of it before I go to bed." I'm like, I would rather just watch episodes of TV, because with TV, I could even watch the episodes while I'm doing homework. So I'm just
Yeah.
tearing through TV. And to get to your point, we have talked about watching Twin Peaks as soon as we finish The Leftovers. So Twin Peaks will be my next show, probably.
I'll say it. Twin Peaks is like my favorite fucking thing. Twin Peaks is so awesome. I hopped in, so my girlfriend is watching it for the first time. She watched the first season by herself, and she watched like the beginning of the second season. I'm just like finishing the show with her. I've been watching the second season. I just jumped in, and I'm like, this shit rocks. Ray Wise is such an incredible actor. Cheryl
Yeah.
Lee has like such a singular face. This shit is so incredible. I love Twin Peaks. Um, so that's the positive. The only other thing I kind of watched this week that I think I want to talk about, because I'm probably not going to talk about it again, because I'm probably not going to watch any more of it. Welcome to Derry.
Right.
Andy Muschietti. Andy
Now
Muschietti.
that's that
Yeah,
shit.
you added a
man.
syllable, I think. I think it's
Ooh.
just machete.
It's so bad.
He's got that.
Yeah.
He's got
It's
it.
like really
So
terrible.
wait, so he directed the It movies.
Yes.
Yes,
Correct.
I think
And
he's
now
directing
he's running
every
the
episode.
show.
I think he's directing every episode of the show.
Interesting.
I watched.
I
I watched
assumed it was just
3
like done
episodes,
by
and I think
someone
he
else.
directed all 3 of those episodes.
They got to get Mark Mylod. That guy directed every TV show. It's crazy.
He's
Um,
directed some of them.
but yeah, Welcome to Derry. Do you guys know? It's Pennywise's fucking backstory.
Oh.
It's like
Well, I
Yeah,
saw
but
an
isn't
article
Bill
and
not in it a lot?
no, he's like not in it a lot. No.
Interesting. I saw something about like I saw some article being, and maybe I'm stupid. We could talk about this when we talk about The Running Man, of a headline that was like, why isn't the clown from It, Pennywise, in The Running Man? And I was like, why would he be
Because Stephen King.
in The Running Man?
It's Stephen King.
You can just do shit. You can just throw
Yeah, you
guys
can
in there.
I will say though, like Stephen King has granted, I don't think that The Running Man or The Long Walk fit in this because those are Richard Bachman books.
True.
But Stephen King, it's like this is like Stephen King like theory where it's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
all of his books take place in the same universe. It's like, yeah.
the only reason why I think that question even exists is because in the Running Man, and I might be misremembering, but I'm pretty sure they name Derry, like the place Derry in the
Oh,
movie, and like say that like I don't know if they
that
say
sounds
he's
right.
going there or if they like mention it, but I think because of that, that might be the connection. I don't
Dude,
know.
Sounds right.
imagine if Pennywise showed up in that third act.
It would have been better. Okay, anyways, so
Anyway, we'll get there in a second. Owen, what did you watch?
um, I had a couple movies that I watched that like just like my parents or like they were just thrown on because I've just kind of been like sick, just like around town. We randomly The Princess Bride was thrown on.
Sick
I feel
around town? What do you mean by around town? Like like you were giving it to other people?
yeah, but
Okay.
I feel like I have a weird relationship with The Princess Bride, and I feel like this is gonna sound annoying, but I feel like if I didn't watch it when I was younger, I probably would have liked it more. I
no,
feel
that
like
I think that's valid.
I
Yeah,
have like a
But you would
weird
have liked it more?
yeah.
yeah. I wasn't like a big fan of it. It was like fine. Like it was my parents would like it, and it was on when I was a kid, and I never really had that connection to it. It was more like a movie that my parents would put on. And like I know all the jokes, I know all the bits, and I just don't have like a super strong connection. But it does feel like
Oh,
something that like is super adjacent to things I like. Um, and I
I
like
feel like
Wallace Shawn is cool.
yeah.
But I've never like it's never been my favorite movie. But then I was like, I don't even know why like the Muppets were like on the mind in the family. The Muppets were uh,
Mhm,
brought up, and I was like, you know what? It's a really good movie, Muppet Treasure Island.
mhm.
So I threw that one on. Kind of they're like I don't know many better 90s pirate movies. So that movie is sick. Really cool. I rewatched Phantom Thread for the first time in a few years. What is that?
no, sir.
That
Yeah,
movie is really good as well. Not a pirate movie with Muppets, but it's good.
Phantom Thread is a chill watch.
Yeah, chill
Yeah,
watch. But yeah, it was a good sick watch. Um, I watched Irma Vep, which I've been meaning. We talked about. I mentioned this to you guys a little bit, but I've been meaning to watch this for so long.
I'm going to
It's kind
watch
of a
Irma Vep.
letterboxed movie,
Yeah,
not in like a way of the film itself, but like it's a big popular movie on Letterboxd.
it's like canonized on the website.
Sure,
Yeah,
yeah, and like a ton of people love it, and it's one of those movies that like I've just been aware about because of Letterboxd for so long, and never pressed play, and threw it on this week, and it's really good.
can you give a
Um,
quick rundown to the audience about what that movie's about? Because I think you'll
yeah.
instantly convince everybody to want to watch it if they don't know.
So,
Like,
it's about they're remaking Les Vampires, this
mhm,
like old serial, like silent serial, and they cast Maggie Chung like she's playing herself, like a
yeah,
fictionalized kind of version of herself, and it's like Hong Kong action star is gonna star in this like French silent film remake, and then like kind of her life starts to intertwine, like the reality starts to blend of her playing this uh character, and it's really kind of cool. The movie feels out of time in a way where it's like it feels like a movie that came out earlier than it did, but then like Sonic Youth starts playing, so it has this really weird kind of vibe where it feels like it exists out of time. Beautiful movie.
you just
Um,
described like the sickest movie of all time. I don't like.
it's so fun. It's so awesome. It's so awesome. And it's like 99 minutes. It's a really easy kind of no, it's interesting because I've been I was kind of segue this into another different movie, but like it's a kind of a really sexy like filmmaking is crazy movie, which is fun. So I watched the new Linklater movie, the Novo Vog movie about making Breathless, which I was supposed to see at New York Film Festival, and it was the only movie I missed. But I was kind of like, uh, no, if I'm gonna miss any movie, it should be this one, because it's gonna come out on Netflix in a few in a minute. But so I was like, fuck it, I kind of ran to a time issue, and I was like, it's fine, I can miss that movie. But when it came on Netflix, I was like, you know, I should check this out because I really liked Blue Moon and Linklater or whatever. And I found it to be pretty like inoffensive. I'm not like a scholar of that period, so like I'm not gonna have too much to say on like the inaccuracies, but I really didn't care too much. I think it to me it's interesting movie. Um, that came like the fact that he made Blue Moon and this movie at the same kind of time and those coming out at the same time is a really interesting kind of portrait of like artists and like real artists and how he's kind of using those as vessels to like kind of tell something about storytelling. Like it's about about artists and kind of uh that I think there's an interesting something there that I have to dive deeper into. But it's kind of overall just like a fun hangout movie
Yeah,
with
that's
like
what I
a
expected.
bunch of real people in it. It's like so similar. Like I mean, I wasn't on the Blue Moon episode, but uh, that movie has so many like pointed. There's some guy like you can like has that's a real person
There's a
that
Stuart Little reference in
yeah
the movie.
exactly.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
has so much of that where I think Nova Vog kind of takes it a step further, where it literally will like take a second to not freeze frame, but almost like do a portrait, and it has like it'll be like uh Bresson, like he'll like he'll just they'll show up and they'll do like a little card for everybody that shows up in the movie, so it overemphasizes that thing. And it's silly, but I was really drawn to the it's an interesting movie to come out like at this time because it's so just a movie about making the first feature. And
The greatest first feature. Yeah.
yeah, well, but also I think it's interesting because it is such the. I mean, this was shot in 20 days, but it's such about that period of the like. There's a little bit before, and there's a little bit of after, like the screen, like when it's made, when it's finished. But the movie is really about those days when you're shooting, and it's interesting because it's so just being in that bit right now where it's like in the post period. It's like for me, the film was like, okay, you do 10 months of pre, or you do all this like to lead up to it, and that's so much a part of it, and then you shoot for 10 days, and then you have the all that afterwards, and that's so much of that experience. But the actual like chunk of shooting is this totally different feeling where it's like that's like the high and the running and the gunning and the kind of craziness. So but that's kind of what the movies end up feeling like, is movies end up feeling like the craziness and the running gunning. So it is kind of capturing that, you know, and so much of the movie is about him kind of wanting to capture like spontaneity and stuff like that. And that's being like the stylistic choice. So it does have that, and the casting's really interesting. Like everyone kind of is not. It's not like they cast like people
Chris
It's
Pratt as
exactly
Governor
like,
Goodbar.
it's like these are all people that they found in, or and they may there's some of them that might be a little more famous in French in France, but these are people that like just kind of are those people for this instance. And I think they do a really good job of it. It's not like anything groundbreaking or anything, but I think it does what it does, and I think, and in terms of for me, it's like okay, it makes me immediately just like want to go watch Breathless again. Like it just like it's kind of has that like, oh dude, like Breathless is great, I want to go rewatch Breathless, or like I just want to keep watching more French New Wave films. So I think ultimately if it acts as that was fun, I want to go watch a French New Wave movie, I think it is cool. And I think we did a Linklater episode last year uh about like his whole film, and I liked Hitman, but I think both of these movies are better than Hitman.
Really mistimed that Linklater episode. We should have
Yeah.
waited on
No,
that.
the fact that
We know, but like,
Yeah.
sure, but I think he's having in terms of like I've there's been some maybe people like this movie less and people whatever, but I think in terms of this output for this year, I think it's an incredible year for. I mean, no film, not no filmmaker, but like any filmmaker to have that kind of output in a year is quite impressive, especially this deep in his career. He's kind of
he just
it's
like
just yeah,
loves
it's
making
very
movies, you know.
yeah, but it's also like
He's like
it's
American Hong Sang-soo in a weird way, you
well,
know?
I did not say it. You said it, not me. I he's
Not in
um
like style or form or anything, but in the sense like they're always
hmm.
shooting, you know what I
I
mean?
think he's what's
Like
interesting because he's so versatile in ways that maybe he doesn't get kind of credit for. Because these two movies I was talking about like them being about filmmaking, but they're very different movies.
yeah.
And this movie's mostly in French.
Well, Blue
like
Moon is about being old and like misguided and Nobel
well,
Dog is about being very young, right?
and,
So
and,
it's
and maybe
yeah.
misguided. Like it's kind of what and there's always this the conversation about, or there's this saying kind of about like your for the first film has this kind of innocence to it that it is never going to be. You can't replicate that, or you can never get that. Like your first film is your first film, and it kind of that there's a magic to that, and I think it's to put it in this place to make it about Breathless. I mean, it's like that's the film you do that about, right? Like it's like if you made it a fake film, I think it doesn't really have the same kind of magic to it. But also, it's like what other there's not many other films you can really do this movie about. It's like you're gonna do like the
Like
Evil Dead, you
game.
know?
Like,
No,
yeah.
or yeah, no, I'm just saying like it feels like this feels right, and also I mean if you do like so you do like Evil Dead or you do Citizen whatever. If you do different, I feel like the fact that it's the French New Wave and you're having all of these different talented people that can
And it's
show
also
up
like
like
about
there's this
community, right? Like
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Or like it's interesting because there's a part of the movie where they just kind of bump into the set of Pickpocket.
Oh
And
my
he has like a scene where like Rasan like kind of gives him like a mentorship like conversation, and it's like there's a hub happening here. There's a moment happening here where there's so many of these legendary people in the same
like
couple
city.
mile
Yeah.
radius. So it does feel like the Avengers and all this shit going on, and there's like, but it's like that's what's happening. That's what's happening in this moment. So you're just kind of capturing that moment of like cinematic royalty at different stages too. Like it's so weird because there's almost this like kind of baby girlification of Godard, and like he's like this young kind of, but like it's weird now because obviously he's lived his whole life and done his whole career, but then you're seeing these older filmmakers or even like some of the other like Claude Chabrol like being like a couple movies ahead. So it's an interesting kind of uh time to jump in. But I did actually end up watching a French New Wave movie this morning uh because of this movie, but also because I was seeing some stuff, and I just kind of stumbled upon this movie, The Third Lover by Claude Chabrol. And I hadn't seen any of his films before, but I was kind of reading into it and talking about him kind of being um a Hitchcock disciple and very inspired by Hitchcock. And I was like, okay, French New Wave guy, very inspired by Hitchcock. Cool, sign me up. And then I kind of stumbled upon this film, The Third Lover, which came out in 1962, and I saw some images of it that very much felt in line with the stuff that I'm interested in. And this movie's quite the picture. Really, really kind of blown away with it, and something that kind of intuitively kind of threw on, but um, it it kind of has the quick kind of story is there's this writer who basically like um he sees this like rich house and he's like, oh, there's this happy couple in here, let me like fuck this shit up and like makes his way in there and becomes like friends with them, and like he likes the girl, and then he's like, their relationship's kind of shitty, let me like ruin all of this and like blow everything up, and things in chaos ensues. But it's very there's a lot of it's a very Hitchcocky kind of little thriller there that is really cool. Um, and then I also rewatched The Village last night, which um,
Good movie.
shout out. Um, Ryder Deakins is interesting. He's never been my like favorite guy, but I think I was really like kind of thinking about his use of light in that movie and like all those candles, and it's very impressive. But
I'll say it, I'll jump in. Roger Deakins, really good at lighting shots.
yeah, yeah, that's kind of his. He can he's very good at that. Okay, I'm dying, so you can take it away.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll jump in. I hope you survive. I I watched a handful of movies. I watched this movie called Breathe, which is a French movie directed by actress Melanie Laurent.
Yes.
Um, and I had this on my watch list for several years. People often recommended it to me because of my interests, and specifically my interests in watching movies about teenagers being sad. Um, and it's a movie about a teenager who's pretty sad and like has a tough home life. And then this new girl shows up at school and they become friends kind of instantly. And then that friendship ends up being a little toxic and unfortunate. Um, and I I think I was expecting to like the movie a little bit more, but I will say the ending is like insane and maybe partially why I don't like the movie as much as I did because I really there's some like for Melanie Laurent being an actress, there is like some really good filmmaking going on a couple times throughout the movie. There's this one like long take that I thought was just brilliant. And I really kind of like bought into the relationship. And I won't spoil the ending of the movie, but then the ending of the movie just made me feel really bad. I was like, okay, I need to think about this, but it's good. I would recommend if you want to feel sad and bad, this is definitely a good one to throw on. If you want to feel the opposite, I watched a Mike Lee movie called Happy Go Lucky. It's just like while I was watching it, I was like, this might be the best movie ever made. And I held myself back from just like immediately giving it 5 stars. I was like, I'm gonna watch this movie again probably because I want to just watch all of the Mike Lee movies. So then when I have the like bigger picture, I could kind of compare them to each other a little bit, and then revisit the ones that I liked the most. But I have a feeling I don't know if I'm gonna like one more than this. Hard Truths, which came out last year, right? Was like
Yeah, yeah.
I've only seen a couple
Yeah.
Mike Lee movies, but that one before watching this was my favorite. And then I watched Happy Go Lucky, and I was like, this is just the
Oh, it's
most
Sally Hawkins.
me movie ever. Yes,
Yeah.
and she is incredible in it. Like she is so awesome. And Eddie Marson is so good as well. Um, but but yeah, it's just about like a school teacher who is just like really happy and like has a very optimistic outlook on the world, and doesn't let the world get her down, and it's really sweet. It's kind of like it came out a couple years before Sally Hawkins became Paddington's mom, and it feels like the movies are kind of like spiritually connected in a way
Okay,
because
okay.
they randomly mention. I was texting my girlfriend during the movie and I was like, there are way too many references to Paddington in this movie for a movie starring Sally Hawkins that came
Hey,
out before
Paddington's a big deal over there.
Yeah.
Well,
He
yeah,
was
but
in
they
those little
like
books. He was in those little books.
yeah, but they mention it so many times. Well, they mention the place Paddington, right? And then they also like reference Marmalade, and then there's a third thing that I'm forgetting. But there's like three separate references to Paddington in the movie. And I was like, it's funny that Sally Hawkins would then go on to be Paddington's mom
And
after
then
watching this
not
because
be
it's like a
Paddington's mom.
Yeah, and then abandon Paddington to
yes,
go work in the chocolate
exactly, yeah.
factory.
But
Well,
anyway, it's just like a really
she did not get that far.
it's just a really sweet movie that I would recommend. It's like a real feel good movie. And then sometimes it's a feel bad movie, um but it's mostly a feel good movie. Uh and then I rewatched Crank. I don't know why I rewatched it. I think I like
So
Hey man,
swag.
sometimes you just gotta
yeah, sometimes you have to crank
So
it. And
swag.
I and I
So
I
swag.
don't know what like yeah, like some for some reason I just like saw it mentioned and I was like, I'm really in the mood to watch Crank right now. And I put it on like while my girlfriend was doing her work and I had told her about the movie
oh my
previously,
god.
and I was like, it is a bit of a crazy movie, and like I tried to like stress how crazy it was,
It's
and
so
then things
great.
were happening on the screen in the background and she was like, what the fuck is going on? And I was like,
And
I
then she
I
like
wish I
left.
like I told you.
No,
Um,
listeners,
walked out
me
on
and
it.
Kevin were fucking fragging out on Call of Duty, and Kevin was like, "Yo, Doug, I just was watching Crank while we were just like playing Call of Duty," and it was like I was watching Crank and drinking Mountain Dew and listening to Eminem, and while we
What?
were playing Call of
I don't
Duty,
think
and
I
I was
said
like,
any of these
You
things.
"Awesome,
were
that's so
doing
awesome,
what?
man."
You listen to Eminem.
Yeah.
No, actually, I did today. Today I was shuffling my throwback playlist in the car, and an Eminem song came up on the shuffle, and then I skipped it.
What song was
But
it? I'm
um,
not afraid.
I think it
Take a
might have been
stand.
no, I think it might have been "Crack a Bottle" or
Okay.
something. Anyway, that's Crank. Everybody knows about Crank.
Everybody knows Crank.
And then earlier today, I watched Hamnet at the
Yeah, what
early
the
release,
fuck?
and we're gonna talk about this on
What
the
the
podcast, so
fuck?
I won't say too much. I will say I am one, not looking forward to that conversation, and
What, dude? It's
two,
gonna be so casual.
I cried a lot. I have seen some people be like this, like the emotions don't really land in this movie. I
Okay.
wish that was the case for me. I literally cried like through the entire movie. And there was a guy like a couple seats over from me, and when it gets to like the big sad part,
Yeah.
I was like drenched into, like, I was trying to wipe tears and still be able to look at the screen, and I was like pulling napkins out of my pocket, and then I ran out of napkins and I was
Jesus.
using my shirt, and I was
Oh
like,
my.
yeah, it was really bad.
They should have put
um
that on the
yeah, exactly, they should have used that as the quote. They should have
yeah.
asked me first.
It's like I was like
But
slobbering all over my shirt. That's just
um no, but it's, yeah,
Wait, what about the
I
guy next to you? What were you saying?
no, I just felt bad because because he probably thought I was like a
Oh, he
fucking
like looked at
weirdo,
you.
just like
Yeah.
drenched in tears during the movie. But there was other people sniffling in the theater. I could tell some people after the screening, people were definitely sad.
Yeah.
Um,
Why is her name Agnes and not Anne?
Oh fuck. I know this.
I,
Oh shit, that's crazy that you just know this.
I don't
There's
know.
like a there's a reasoning for it, and I'm because it's in the. I had this conversation with someone recently, because it's in the. There's like at the end of the book it says something, or there's like a. It's
Okay.
like something to do with like it's like you'll have to look it up, but I think it's something to do with like the name that I'm not gonna remember the entire thing, but there's a real reason, but they didn't just change it
Yeah,
on
just
a
get like
way.
famously his
It
wife's name is Anne
says
Hathaway.
a
Exactly, yeah,
quick Google search says that the name is what her father referred to her as
yeah,
in
that's
his
what it is.
will.
Yeah,
Oh.
I couldn't
Wow,
remember the
okay.
exact
Yeah.
I
thing,
was
but
kind
I
of
will
just
say,
throwing out like a nothing question. I
sorry,
was gonna-
yeah.
sorry, no,
Oh, well,
but I
now you have an
I knew there
answer.
was a reasoning.
Yeah, I don't I'm gonna hold off on like starting a conversation before you guys have seen the movie, but I'm curious what you guys
I'm excited
will
for it. I don't know if I'll
think.
like it, but I'm excited for it.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because I wanted to read the book ahead of time, and now I'm like, just as a piece of art, the book is probably more successful if I had to guess.
Interesting.
Um,
Okay.
because there's like story stuff in the movie that even after watching it and loving it, like when I think about it, I'm like, well, that's like that just would make way more sense in a book than a movie. Um, and I'm curious how other people who maybe don't like the movie feel about that, because I'm assuming that is part of what affected them. But for me, I was just like crying the whole time, and I love like crying slop, so I ate it up.
Crying slop. Okay.
It's like it's like my favorite kind of movie. So
Is Chloe Zhao Terrence Malick's daughter? Can you confirm after
I
seeing the movie?
I don't think I would say that.
Mm,
I don't know that everybody on this pod will have kind words to say about how the movie looks.
okay. It looks good in the
Wait,
trailer.
what?
It looks good in
No,
the
I mean, I
trailer.
thought it. I don't know. I thought it looked good. I don't know how you guys are gonna respond.
I don't know, we'll
I
see.
cry every time I'm at my multiplex.
It's an incredible. Listen, me and Owen are agreed. It's an incredible trailer. So
Yeah. No, listen, I
Yeah.
cried. I was worried because I cried every
there's
time I watched
another.
the trailer,
Yeah.
and I was nervous that like the trailer was just kind of designed in a way to elicit that emotion, and then I was gonna watch the movie and not feel those emotions. and then like pretty immediately, like early into the movie, I started crying, and I cried the whole time. Um,
Yeah.
so
There's
it
another
was
Jesse Buckley trailer that is playing in theaters that is far less successful.
Yeah, what's going on?
We'll see. I don't fucking know. Also, there's like one shot of Jake Gyllenhaal and that's in that trailer, and it's always so funny because
I
like
completely like for some reason didn't realize you were talking about The Bride. I was
yeah,
like,
the
what is the
bride.
movie that's coming out?
No, the bride.
I
I
feel like
keep
that movie
forgetting that
could
that
be
trailer
really
plays
good,
before every
but the
I think
movie.
the
trailer is
movie could be
really
good.
bad. The
I was
trailer's really
really
bad.
excited, not really excited. I was pretty excited for the movie before the trailer, and the trailer I was like, this is bizarre.
It's low key our only hope. Because what's going on? What's going on, man? Oh no.
It is yeah.
Anyway,
Maggie
that's the
Gyllenhaal,
I mean,
your
listen,
only
listen,
hope.
bro. Fucking Jesse Buckley and Christian Bale, like just two of the greatest actors, like two of
Bro,
the 100 greatest actors of all time, maybe.
the
Like,
the acting, the actors have been the issue.
no, I know. I'm just,
yeah.
yeah, I'm just trying to be optimistic here. Okay,
There's been really good actors in all of these damn movies. It's not the problem.
yeah.
That's the last movie I
Speaking of good
watched.
actors,
I will say I won't
No,
name
not
all of the
speaking of good
TV shows
actors.
I've been watching,
damn, hating.
but people, if they aren't already, should be watching The Chair Company. It is very good and very funny, and
I
that
think
is
you should
definitely
leave.
Oh man, this guy.
Sorry.
oh, it's okay.
There's so many
Anyway,
TV shows, man.
There's way too many TV shows.
yeah, there
Yeah,
are a lot of them.
Well, so me and Kevin were actually texting about that because we were both watching TV shows,
that's
and Kevin was
cute.
like, "There's too many."
Yeah,
And that's what Kevin said. Kevin said, "There's too many TV shows for you to be watching it. Welcome to Dairy." That's like exactly
yeah.
what he said.
Well, that's the thing is like there. Well, there are. I say there are good ones. I don't even know if you would think that they're good, but just you would think that they're more
I
worth
would
your time
listen.
than it. Welcome to Dairy.
I'm going to like the show we're not going to name on this
Sure.
podcast, but I'm going to like that.
I hope so. I haven't caught up on the newest episode,
Neither have I.
but we'll see.
I haven't watched it. I
Anyway,
started it, but
let's not drag this on any longer. Let's talk about The Running Man, the new Edgar Wright
main
movie starring
topic.
Glen Powell, adapted from a Stephen King novel. What
Under the pen name Richard Bachman. It was
yes.
one of the first novels that Stephen King wrote when he was in his 20s that was then later published. So he like he was keeping it on the back burner.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you
Anyways,
for that.
sorry.
I actually just read a Stephen King short story for one of my classes this past week, and I had to rewrite the story from the perspective of a different character, which was a fun exercise that was actually not that fun because it was schoolwork. But
In grad school, you did this.
Damn.
no, this is an undergrad class.
Okay, okay.
I have to take English classes to supplement grad school. So this is my American literature class, I believe.
Okay.
Anyway, The Running Man. And where do we start?
So actually, I'm not gonna lie. There's so many different places you could start. I want to say there's two places that we need to start at. I think. Sorry to just
Okay.
immediately hijack the conversation. Kevin, have you seen the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie?
No.
Owen, I know that you have. You're the only one that has. Can you speak on that movie a little bit?
Yeah, I
First?
really like that movie. I don't have like I haven't read the book and I don't remember too many like plot details of that original film, but I remember when the announcement for this movie came out. I was really confused because I was going off the Arnold movie and I was like these castings are like I don't really understand these castings because the characters are a little bit different, like the story is different. So, because like the Arnold in that movie is like a bad guy. Like
Yeah.
he straight up like kidnaps a girl and like is a criminal and like is on the run.
The
It's very but it's awesome because it's like really colorful and like Arnold and it's fun and it's funny and like it's just like kind of an 80s trashy fun movie with Arnold, but it's not
yeah.
very accurate to the story or
Yeah,
anything like
exactly.
that.
That's what I was gonna say. That movie has a pretty bad reputation, like
Yeah,
broadly. Like people, it's
sure.
not considered to be a very good movie. That's probably as part of why me and Kevin haven't seen it.
It's fun.
And
I think you would like it, Doug. I
I
do.
think I would probably like it too. I mean, I love Arnold. And and I love sci-fi movies, but that movie was shot. That movie went into production like a year after the book came out or something, like super
Okay.
fast, and it
Yeah.
was kind of just like IP slop to make like an Arnold vehicle, you know, because it's really like not based off of the book at all, other than just like the concepts of like her
Yeah,
hunting
it's
down this guy.
also I forget. I feel like because I mean, not to get too much into the movie before we get into the movie, but like this movie is very much like hide and seek. Like he's like he's like takes a bus to Boston, or it's but like it felt the Arnold movie is very like
It's
if
like
you're in
one
this
location.
fucking yeah, if you're in
Yeah,
this like kind of this like
the Hunger Games.
maze basically, and it's like a video game and you're killing people. That's how it kind of feels like, and there's a lot more if I remember there's more like players involved. There's more like
Mm.
teams and stuff. Which because like this movie kind of has that like there's like the teams and they're trying out and stuff. But I don't. Also, it's like my memory's a little foggy on it, so it could be wrong. But
By
it's just
teams, do you mean like participants or the people hunting him?
there's more. I think there's more participants, but I might be wrong on that. But like it
Okay,
still has the general kind of concept of like there's the hunters and you have to outlast them. And there's like,
right.
but Arnold. I just remember Arnold being like a bad guy, which is a
Mm,
different sort of thing than like this guy
sure.
being less of like because he
Yeah.
literally because instead of him having like a wife and kids, he like kidnaps a girl and then she's like his lover. But like it's like weird. Like I don't know what's going on there kind of stuff.
This new movie, Edgar Wright. I listened to a couple interviews with Edgar Wright, and Edgar Wright in all of the interviews is like super like resistant to the idea. He's like, this is not a remake.
Yeah.
He's like, I love the Arnold movie, but this is not a remake of that.
Yeah.
This is a readaptation of the source material. This is not a remake of that movie. Like he's super like basically kind of like, don't put me in that bucket, you know?
Which
Um,
Yeah.
feels like it's been a conversation for a lot of things recently because it is true, but also
yeah,
because there's such a negative reaction to that word,
like
and I
remakes.
think
Yeah,
you try to kind of
Yeah.
distance yourself from that if you can,
yeah. This is
because, like,
not the
they're like
Lion King, John Favreau's Lion King.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly, and
Right.
also, there's almost kind of this unfair I understand why, because there's a lot of, like, slop remake stuff, but we gotta be a little more serious about the way that we it does feel like a kind of overarching, like, they've been remaking stuff or readapting
Yeah.
things for 100 years or like in terms of cinema. Um, and so like not all that stuff is inherently bad. Even like I
Yeah.
think like an 80s movie, like that's such a far away thing that like
Yeah.
who gives a fuck? Like,
Yeah.
it's
Like
like they're making a new Harry Potter TV show.
right.
Like
And
that's
it's
I
always
mean
like in service of
those things can't be the same. Like those things can't be the same
yeah.
thing.
It's always for the next generation. So it's like if you're getting, you know what I mean? It's like they like it's for young people at the movies who didn't go to the movies when the whatever the previous entry was in the
Yeah.
80s, you know? Like it's like if you're
Yeah,
somebody who watched it in the 80s, like you should probably understand that because you're also then by now at the age where
you're
you
like
have kids who
60
would want to
years
see the
old.
remake. So it's like, yeah.
it's I think the
Um,
way to think about it that I like to try to think about it is there a meaningful new take on this, you know? Like think about
sure.
like Wonka, right? That's like the fourth Willy Wonka movie, and it's like, oh, like there's a new like
Completely
both
different movie. It's a complete it's like you can
yeah,
do anything with like
yeah.
and
Yeah.
we're in like we're in IP hell right now where it's like they're trying to make movies about like chocolate bars and
Labubu.
stuff and like little boo
Oh,
boos
don't
and it's
spoil the
like
news.
but like it's like
You guys do this every episode
the
now.
fact that
Just
like you
reference
know
something that's going to be
trying
in
to
the news.
trying to make a movie about anything I think if like most people haven't seen that Arnold Running Man movie. It's just
Yeah.
that's the fact of it. So it's
Yeah.
not even really like of course the adaptation, but it's not even like a remake in terms of a oh, it's a super popular movie that in the 80s.
Right.
It's
It's not
not like
like
a
the
Goonies
most
remake.
valuable piece of
It's it's not like the
media.
Goonies
Yeah.
remake or like they're doing the new like they're not remaking Jaws. Like it's not the same thing. It's like this is
Yeah.
kind of like an obscure title.
Right.
So
Doug,
who gives a fuck?
what was the second point that you wanted to start with? after bringing up the original.
Oh, yeah. So, Edgar Wright as a filmmaker, as a significant
Yeah.
force, I would say like a very significant force in pop filmmaking over his whole career. Um, is the goat washed? um,
Well,
Uh,
I don't think he's made a really good movie in like a long time. When did so it's Last Night in Soho.
Scott
We did
Pilgrim
it.
came out in
We had
2010.
so that was that the last
Uh,
one.
if
I
you
don't.
think that Baby Driver and Last Night in Soho are bad, then
Yeah, I
yes,
didn't
that
see
was
the
the
I
last
didn't see
one.
that Sparks documentary, but I'm not really counting that in this kind of situation. Because I think that's a bad run. That's a three
Oh,
bad. That's
I
a
will say, The World's End came out after Scott Pilgrim. I'm
okay. So
sorry.
the World's
Uh,
End. The World's End is a good movie. But like generally, like those are like good. Like that's a good. He had like a good start. But it's weird. I don't know. I feel like
well,
I'm
like,
having this kind of thing where I'm coming to the conclusion that like obviously we're gonna have a different relation to these sort of things. Like when you're reading about directors falling off, where you're like kind of perceiving that removed from it, you're gonna have a different relationship to it. But it does feel like there's some, guys are gonna get old and guys are gonna get worse. And I feel like Del Toro and Edgar Wright and there's filmmakers that are kind of falling off, and it's like this is natural, this is what happens,
I didn't
and
say I
and
didn't.
and
Listen,
yeah,
some of these guys
nobody mentioned Del Toro.
some of these guys are getting worse and falling off, and I
yes,
think that's just natural and it happens. But it's obviously it's our first time
yeah,
living,
it is.
so it's we're not gonna.
As cinephiles, right, and as movie fans, as fans of movies, and as specifically like fans of filmmakers, which is also kind of different, right? You want to believe in like late style, and you want to believe everybody's fucking Martin Scorsese, where they just
Yeah,
like keep making like more and more interesting movies as they get older.
Yeah,
And forever, and that just like it never like the older they get, it's like they'll be
yeah,
Martin Scorsese will be 100 years old, and he will make an
yeah.
interesting movie as he ever has, right? Um, that's just not the case with some of these guys because like Edgar
yeah,
Wright, I okay,
It's
I don't
funny
want to
about
be too
him
rude.
because he is 51 years old. And I
Yeah,
do think it is funny because I do bring up like Del Toro and there are people who like get older and it's but 51 is like kind of
that's
that's
like
your
prime
prime.
eight. Yeah, that's prime.
Which is really bizarre because I talk about like okay, The World's End was his last good movie. And so it's like watching in your 40s as a filmmaker is insane. It's kind of insane because that is 40 is young.
As a
Kind of. Like,
filmmaker,
low
yeah,
key, it is young because 'cause we're talking about, like, Scorsese and stuff, like, Coppola, and, like, there's people that are making their movies that are in their 70s, 80s that are making good movies. So if you're washed at 40, it's like I don't know. But I mean, I've harped on Tarantino for this a lot, and I still think it's stupid, but there's a reason why he's scared out of his mind to make more than 10 movies.
his
There's a
favorite
like
filmmaker is Brian De Palma,
there's a
and he's
reason for it, and because it happens. It
yeah,
does happen. It is like a pussy thing to like
be
stop
scared of.
making movies because you're
Yeah,
scared of it, but like it's a real thing that happens, and like you either like fall off. It's like you leave the game before the game leaves you, or like it's a decision that you make. But like it does happen. People do get worse at this.
how much of and you guys I think honestly you guys have a deeper relationship to Edgar Wright than I do. Great that I have a but like I just like I don't know, I haven't seen as many of his movies. How much do you think of Edgar Wright's like overwhelming cultural success? Because again, he's such a successful
Yeah.
filmmaker just broadly in pop culture, right?
yeah.
How much of that success do you think you could literally trace back just to Simon Pegg?
Well,
Simon Pegg
like
wrote and starred in the Cornetto trilogy. Like he wrote those movies. um,
yeah, but like
Yeah,
Scott Pilgrim exists. I
Scott Pilgrim's
yeah.
based off of a super popular comic book.
no, I know, but like
I mean,
so.
yeah, no, yeah, I know,
It's like
right?
I don't think anyone else makes that movie like in that way. Like it's so
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, it's like he had a good partner and they worked well together.
Right.
But like I don't know, it's like it's definitely a part of it. I mean, not saying that's not. It's tough to say. Like what you know.
So
yeah.
this movie, if you can't tell, listener, and if you don't follow us on Letterboxd, and if whatever you're listening and you just want to, we don't like this movie. The
Yeah.
three of us don't like it, and I
Yeah,
think like
I
yeah.
I think
I
I kind. Okay, you go.
no, I'm just saying on the subject of Edgar Wright, I think like that's where we would transition into why the movie doesn't work, and I think part of it is that like all of these movies that we just named are nowhere to be found in this movie. You
Well,
know,
so
like
what I was gonna say is that it reminds me of Tim Burton, and I thought this is where you were going with it, Doug, but like Edgar Wright exists culturally for like a certain thing, a
Mhm.
certain style, and it does feel in this movie like he's kind of it's a
He kind of
Burtonism,
reinvent
like
himself.
not reinvent it. Like, it feels like a Burtonism thing where it's like, okay, here, throw my shit, like just kind of throw my shit on top a little bit. Like, where it's like,
Interesting.
you do like a late, some of these late Burton movies where it's like, it's kind of there's not really a lot of style there, but it has some like Burton iconography in there.
Mhm.
So people are like, oh, look, he's got some of it. There's some stuff going on that some of the right I recognize. But like, where it's like, there's some like moments in this movie where it's like, oh, that's an Edgar Wright shot, sort of thing. But then it's like it's like there's like it's sort like it's sort of there, right? But then you're like, but the rest of the movie is like kind of nothing. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Where it's like it feels a little bit like just like kind of throw on a little Edgar Wright shit there, like just kind of throw a little bit on there, and then the rest of it is kind of like anyone could have done that. It's like it's kind of like a in a way that like super like the whole movie doesn't feel like those earlier movies, but there's random shots that are like, oh, okay, okay. It's like if you took that like in a vacuum or you just like kind of like remove that, it's like, oh,
yeah.
that's like
Yes.
an
Yeah.
Edgar Wright shot. But the rest of the movie is very like somewhat like it's like direct for hire, kind of anyone can do
It's
that.
very anonymous. I think overall the
That's what I'm
movie is
saying. Where
very
it's
anonymously
super
directed.
anonymous
To me,
and
that
it's
is
like
like
slap
definitively considered an auteur.
exactly where that's where
Very
it's like it
anonymously directed.
feels removed from that, but then it's like slap on some Edgar Wrightism in like a weird like you're selling me something. Like it's like it feels gross.
The and like there are moments in a vacuum, and they're like where it's like that's like fine, like this is executed fine, right? There's some images, right, where it's like, oh, this is shot kind of well, and the lighting
Yeah,
is fine.
you could do
Like
like a Twitter like for post thing that like could get
absolutely,
like
yeah.
could do
Um,
fine.
but like overall, all of the machinery of filmmaking, I think the movie is like teetering on being like huge failure. Like a kind of like if it was just like a little bit worse, if some of the obvious stuff was just like a little bit worse, this movie would be like considered like one of the worst movies of the year, maybe. If it was just like a, you know, it's not, am I making sense? Like, because like
I think you are
the
Um,
editing in the movie is like terrible. It's
not good.
like one of the
really
less good,
confusing.
yeah, so bizarre. And like the narrative structure of the film is also and that's like that feels like a screenplay problem. Like the structure of the film is bizarre.
Yeah,
Um
don't get me started.
the like I think, and not to like skip ahead because we have to have a whole conversation about Glen Powell about this too. I think, like, I think
Yeah,
Glen Powell's performance is like inconsistent and strange to me. I don't know how you guys feel about that. It's like and then also like such a failure of trying to attempting to satirize America like this. It feels like kind of a failure because not to steal like a Sean Fantasy talking point because he says this on the big picture, but like it's like you can't, you know, like America is like even crazier, you know. It's like you can't
yeah,
make fun of America in this way because America's already this crazy. like I don't
yeah.
know, it feels like out of touch. It feels like a little like out of step. It feels bizarre to me. And
What's also funny because it's like I
Yeah.
mean, totally fine, and it sometimes maybe better, but like it is British men yelling at America problems sort of movie.
yeah, and
Where it's
also
like
that is
that
like
is a part of the context of it. Like it's not an American making this film, but it is feeling it's super like American politic.
so
Like
easy to make fun of America. Satirize Britain. They got their own
yeah,
shit going on, bro. They're on their way to be
Yeah.
a third world country full of fucking Nazis. You know. Anyways,
Yeah.
seriously,
No, I mean, just like a lot of points to respond to there, and then to put that at the end of it is really, it's hard. I just don't know what to pick. You know, I don't know where to go from there. I'll start. with what you mentioned about the screenplay, which is that I don't think that this movie, and I think this also contributes to Glenn Powell's performance, and in some ways other people's, although I think they're still fun when they're on screen. I don't think this movie has any characters really. I think that uh, they're so reliant on satirizing America that they turn the characters into ideas, and some of them are more egregious than others. But sometimes it is like very obnoxious. Um, when Amelia Jones shows up at the end and
Yeah.
like
What's
and
that?
she's just like like she's just like this like innocent white woman and then she's like I'm not the bad guy and then like and saying all this stuff I'm like who wrote this?
No,
You
it's
know?
that was so strange to me. I don't
And
understand what they were thinking. Like,
and I think that's true of a lot of characters and I think really it starts from the very beginning where the movie like opens with establishing that like Glenn Powell is poor, um has a child who is like sick and dying
Yeah.
and then like has to do this for his family
Mm-hmm.
and then the movie starts and you just don't really believe any of that stuff. And so none of what happens for the rest of the movie makes any sense because he's like again, he's like an idea of a poor person. It's like they don't even really make you think that he is one
Yeah.
and you
yeah.
don't believe that he loves his wife or his kid really.
Well, I don't think
Um
you believe. I don't think the movie does not treat any of the women or children in this film, which there are multiple like sick children in this movie. They don't treat them like
yeah,
characters.
Yeah.
They are
exactly.
props,
Yeah.
which is strange.
The-
And like the Ben Richards character, I think is kind of a failure in this movie because it is like it goes from like angry. He's like he's so angry. They say that so many times. We're like, "You're the angriest man
it's so
alive,"
funny.
right?
He's
And it's
so
like,
angry.
Yeah, and I'm like,
He's so
certainly there's been
fucking angry.
angrier men
No,
before. Like
he's
that
really so
that blew
angry,
my mind
man.
when they were like, "You're the angriest guy I've ever seen." I'm like, there's probably 100 people waiting in this line who are just as angry as this guy.
yeah, it's like I honest to God, I didn't even see like the fire in his eyes. Right? Where it's
Yeah,
like I don't like this is like a miscommunication of like this character through this performance and this and the
yeah,
writing. Like there's a disconnect between Glenn Powell's performance and like the and what the screenplay is demanding, I feel like.
yeah.
Uh
Which is it's them telling us that he's angry, which is what they do for every character for the rest of the movie. Is like the characters like show up and they're like, here is who I am as a character, like out loud. And then they like are in the movie for 5 minutes, they like tell you who they are, and then they do the thing that you expect the person that they just explained to you to do, and then they're gone, and then you move on to another person who is doing the same thing.
Oh my god, when they're
And
in the
that's like the whole
closet
movie.
and the guy's breaking down like, here are the 3 types of contestants on every season of The Running Man.
Oh
There's
man,
the
his little YouTube fucking video.
and it's like Jesus Christ. It's like you're like literally spelling out like and again that's an Edgar Wright like joke, right? But it's like
Yeah.
it's not that I don't know, man. It's not
It's
that
like
funny. Like
it's not funny. It's also like I think to get to another point, it's like what you were saying about how it satirizes America. It's like like that video explanation is just kind of like like we just do see 100 of those a day, like in real life,
Yeah.
and for it to all be done via like I don't know. It's just weird that like phones like don't play a role in the movie because
Bro, he was
that's
on
just
he had the damn
that's
Steam
where
Deck
you
doing
would
his
see the
YouTube video. What
video.
was going on? He was like
Yeah,
cutting that shit up.
and like I get that there are phones in the sense that they're like recording people, right? And like
Yeah.
reporting them, but it's just like the the content aspect of it and
Well,
like the public aspect of it like should just completely involve
it's
phones. I don't
silly.
know, it's
The
weird.
aversion to cell phones is silly because so much of the movie is about screens. Like constantly there are screens and TVs and like monitors of any
Yeah.
kind.
And then they're like, people
So
are watching you through your TV.
yeah,
And it's
people
like,
are
no, people
watching
are
it
watching you
through
through your phone.
like
Like, what do
it's
you mean
yeah.
so
through your
funny because
TV?
it's like it just seems like a natural, and it might just be you're 51 years old and you're like fighting it, but it
No,
just
it
feels
feels
such
a
it's
little
such
bit
a
of out of
it
step.
feels such a
Yeah.
Yeah.
natural like way to keep like because there's when you have a screen motif in the movie, like why are phones any different if not
Yeah.
like the most obvious like right way to continue that? Like
Yeah.
there's like a scene where like um uh Josh Brolin is talking to Glen Powell and he's like on some like weird monitor, like it's like futuristic monitor thing. And it's like, okay, you can do that, like that's fine, but like no one's on their phone. Yeah, no phone is happening. Like it's like okay.
It's one of the like one of the big ideas of the movie is that they can use like AI and video editing to
Yeah.
manufacture like false information. It's like, where are people consuming that information? On their phones. Like, it's like, where else would they
Yeah,
be?
yeah.
People are watching fake
Yeah,
information
no, it's
on
like
their
people are
phones
like
every
sitting around
day.
watching the news on their TV.
Well,
Like,
well, that's
Like,
funny because it's like it is such a match. It's like it's so like television movie,
yeah,
but like if The Running Man was going on right now, like a lot of people are watching that on like clips or like on TikTok.
clips.
Or, like
yeah,
they're watching the clips. So
Yeah,
like
you would think the way to kind of recontextualize the story to be more kind of modern day or contemporary, you would it would be a live stream. The Running Man would be a
well,
live
also
stream.
there would be like because you know how like it's like oh this guy's like evil or this guy's like a bad like and then kind of like they root for him at the end. Like you gotta do like they gotta do like the baby girl like a vacation like TikTok edits of like they gotta like
yeah,
because there's he would have like there would be like fangirls of him and there would be like you know but like also because of like the internet there's this whole thing of like his face and like that traveling his face being everywhere but like that's what the internet does. So it's like that's the whole like his face would be all over social media. So even if you weren't watching the like there's the girl like Emilia Jones character like isn't watching the show. But even if you don't
yeah,
watch the show, you would know his face because it would be on social media. So like
yeah,
the level of avoidant, like you can't, you know, so like I mean it's such a
yeah.
part of like
And
it has to do with like star power and stuff like that. And like that's a the modern
Yeah,
stars built online,
it's
of course.
closer to like reality TV, like
yes,
Survivor, but like
Mhm.
and I think it's like that's what he's trying to emulate, and it just happens to kind of feel like Mr. Beast because Mr. Beast is also trying to
right.
emulate like reality TV. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
But, like,
Um,
And
even,
the
like, that
network's
stuff's so
logo is like very Netflix, like clearly
sure.
talking more about the like streaming model and like
Yeah.
TV consumption. Like that just seems like the point of reference. And it's true that like reality TV is a big thing on streaming. Um but I just yeah,
I don't
it
know. I would
feels like a
make it like a
monopoly of
live stream. I
resources.
would remove the part where it's like you have to tape yourself and be like you're always live somehow. You know, like I would rewrite the story around
Yeah,
that.
well, yeah,
Like
that's tough because I feel like
That's tough because then
you're
you
gonna get
can't
fucking
win.
murdered so fast.
well, but here's the
Yeah,
thing.
you get
But
murdered
then
in like
the
the first
stakes
10 minutes.
change. The stakes change to where it's like, oh, it doesn't matter anyway. It's all for at the end of the movie when like they're like he's like, oh, they're gonna let us through because like it's like
Oh,
the
sure.
yeah.
But
Spoilers.
then I feel like there if you're always like, there'd be, like, there have to be some, like, delay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Like, you
You'd
could
have
I
to
mean,
yeah, you'd have to
you could
you would
work
have
around
to
it, but, like,
rework the whole
it would
thing.
have to be some sort of delay, like because that's why, like, you know, he does the video and then, like, he kind of like, you're not gonna be able to find him off that video because he's already gone. But if you're live, you know, they're gonna get
Yeah.
fucked.
Um uh yeah, okay.
But it
What
does.
was
I
I
mean,
talking
that feels like a modern. That feels like where you go from there. Like I think there's something to that. And that's like kind of how these things are moving. But I do think like yeah, social media. It's a weird movie to make now and like avoid that kind of stuff. I guess is the big
Yeah.
because it's like what like it just feels like you're. It's also like okay, you're taking old source material that like, exists in a different world, but you're when you're doing it again, you're adapting it again. You're adapting it for a different world. So you can't just like avoid or because also what's again they're doing AI stuff, like they're talking about
Yeah.
AI, and so they're directly like involved in kind of approaching modern issues. So you can't just like half do it. You can't like
There's
half
Yeah.
talk about like
this
or
is
like
why it's
not
a
even. I mean, it's
failure
like
in satire. 'Cause it's like
Yeah.
it's like everything that, like, he's trying to satirize is just, like, literally, like, one to one things that are happening in real life, you know?
Right.
Like, nothing in the movie that is, like, a part of the satire is, like, really exaggerated or really, like, veiled and, like, some disconnect where you know what it's just, like
Sure.
it's, like,
I
literally it's,
think
like, oh, like, that's just kind of, like, literally happening. I
yeah.
don't know.
I think it's also just a failure because it's not funny. Like, it's like
No, it's not funny.
if it was if the jokes landed at, like, 10 times the rate,
Yeah.
like, I wouldn't really you know what I mean? Like, it's just a different movie if it's funny, but, like,
Straight
it
up,
doesn't none of it
the
really
funniest thing that
works.
come out of this movie is Robert Daniels saying that he didn't believe that Glenn Powell can have a biracial kid. Like, I think
That was
the fact
that was a funny
that he
review.
said that
Yeah.
shit was like, "Oh, that's the sums the movie up," and that shit is hilarious.
Yeah, Glen
Yeah, but
Powell
I think that's
also
true.
Yeah.
Like, I
bad.
think
Glen
that's a
Powell's
fair
bad in this movie.
criticism.
Can I say it?
Yeah.
Can I say it? But as the Glen Powell experiment, low-key over for me. I don't know where you guys are at. I'm kinda over it. I don't
I'm in,
know.
like, a completely different camp, I think. I'm in,
He's
like, an
Chad
optimistic
Powers.
Yeah, well, Chad
That
Powers is a
Powers is
real, like,
doing
I don't
good, right?
know
I heard that was doing good.
I don't
they're
know.
trying to get a season 2, I
Chad
think.
Powers does not exist in the
Um,
world I live in, so I don't know.
yeah.
I think he's I mean, we could argue about him staying around, but I think he's doing really I think like this movie is kind of like not his fault
He's
to
very
me.
famous. But no, I would say, like, I don't know if he's a movie star for me. I don't know if he has, like,
Okay,
Yeah.
fair.
the
That's
the the
fair.
charisma and, like, the I don't know. Because here's the thing, is, like,
So
I think bear with me here. The movie is the same, right? The same crew, the same supporting cast, and Edgar Wright's the writer director still, right? But then you have a time machine. You take Tom Cruise from from the late 80s, Tom Cruise, and you stick him in this. Is the movie better? I think the movie's just a lot better.
I think the movie's still
a
bad.
lot is
I think the movie's a
I
crazy.
lot better.
I
I don't
don't
think that
I
any
don't
of
think the
what
performance
I
is
had a
like
problem
you
with
can
is
be like the
going
performance
to
isn't great. I don't think the performance makes or breaks this movie because
I
everything
don't think it
around it is
makes or
so good.
breaks it, but I think that it's a star vehicle, and I think that the performance is like the driving force of the entire thing.
Sure.
Yeah, but I
It's
just, like,
really
if
bad.
Tom Cruise had to work with the same
But I'm also not like a Tom
script,
Cruise, so like
I just don't know.
I think it would
Like
just be like it would just be a bad Tom Cruise movie. Like there's like some Doug Liman Tom Cruise movies that I'm sure are god awful and like kind of
Right, right.
like so it's like I sure it's
Yeah, I just don't have much hope. Maybe it would be marginally better. Um, but
Interesting.
low
So
key
you
I don't
though.
know
okay?
I don't
So
know that that
how
matters
do you
to
guys
me.
feel about Glenn Powell in this movie then? Because I feel like I'm
I
really on an island here. I think he's bad in
No,
this movie.
I don't think you're on an island. I don't think he's, like
I don't think he's bad.
I don't think bad is
Okay.
the word I would use.
It's
I
okay. Interesting. Okay.
and here's where, like, what you said about, like, the Glenn Powell experiment, like, I'm kind of just on board with him as, like as like a movie star, and I don't and but it's weird because I'm not on board with him as a movie star from watching his movies, but when I
Well,
but
that's
when I
the whole
see him,
thing.
like
You see him in the movie, and that makes you like the movie. That's what the whole thing about, like, a star of
Yeah,
it, like, where, like, he's in
I
every
just
scene of the movie. He's in every scene of the movie, you know?
I
yeah.
think he can
Like
do it. In terms of like but I also don't believe in him like I think there's a tier to it and I don't maybe not movie star, but like he is an actor that if he's in the lead of the movie, it's like, okay, cool. I know he can like handle this, but also like I don't like think he's Austin Butler level. Like
Yes.
I think there was a
that's
I
like
gap.
agree with
There's
that.
a
what
gap, but I also do believe he is above average in terms of leading a movie.
so, like,
Yeah.
But
Caught Stealing, I don't know, did either of you see Caught Stealing?
No.
no.
So, I don't like that movie very I think the movie's pretty it's kind of bad. I don't, but, like, I have, like, positive association with it because I think Austin Butler is kind of sensational in everything he does. So I
Yeah.
think back about that movie, and I'm remembering like, oh, Austin Butler's in that movie. All those memories have, and I'm like, oh yeah, that guy is so charismatic and so good
Yeah.
that I just like kind of like have like vaguely positive feelings about the movie, even though I think the movie is pretty unsuccessful, right? And I don't have that with Glenn Powell
Yeah, I think it's fair.
Yeah.
as at
I
I
all,
don't
you
mean,
know,
know.
he's
like
not. There's levels to it. I just
yeah.
I don't. It's also it's like it's not over, or he's like there's nowhere to. He's not going anywhere, and I don't
No,
think that.
I just
I'm not like
think
Glenn
I just
Powell's
think there's
over.
like
That's not what I'm getting at. No, I'm like,
I
is he like is I don't know.
I
But
think
like
there's a
I
combination of boxes checked that are like good enough for me to write this off as just everything else is so bad that it doesn't work. Because what I was saying is I like him a lot just like as a personality. Like I was watching him do press for this movie and I was just like, this is a guy that I want to root for. And when he's talking about how like he's
Being on a podcast isn't the same as leading a movie.
no, I'm not.
Like,
That's not my
Hey
point though.
man,
Like
it's important.
I have other points. I just mean that I think the combination of that of like liking his personality and then turning that into good movie performances is still possible because he has like shown those other factors in movies that I like more than this one. Like I think he is just charming in Hitman and I think he is
Yeah.
just charming
Well,
in
I
and like everybody wants some. Like these are just like movies that he's good in. And then even like,
he's
you know,
great in a Top Gun Maverick, but he's
yes,
like a
exactly. Like I'm
smaller
like
role in
I
that.
do think
Like
he's just capable of that stuff. And then even like going further, it's like then you would argue, oh, with this movie, like for example, just like using this movie, like I'm like, oh, a lot of it's not funny. And maybe if there was a better star, like the jokes would have landed more. But personally, like, and this is not the case for everybody, but watching Anyone But You, like the movie's not good, but when he is like
he
doing
does
comedy in the
so
movie, I'm like,
much.
he's funny. Like
Yeah.
okay.
he just is funny. So like he has charisma in other movies. He is funny in other movies, and then he has a personality outside of movies.
Okay.
And like I think you could combine all of those things to be like, yeah, this is a guy who I would like to
Yeah,
see in movies
exactly.
that aren't this one. Like
I think
yeah, it doesn't really dissuade me.
we talk about that like he's the angriest guy in the world thing, and I just think this movie is not built for his strengths at all. And like kind of weird, like miscast is maybe a strong word, but like it just doesn't feel like this movie does the things that Glenn Powell is good at. And I think
Who
like
would
he is
who,
good at like doing like the romantic comedy kind of like funny thing. But like this movie's like he's so angry and like he's gonna freaking tear your face off.
yeah, Glenn Powell doesn't have the intensity like that.
It's just
I think.
it's weird because it's like okay, it's a star vehicle, but it's
Yeah.
also like Tom Cruise. I feel like all is not that either. Where it's like Tom Cruise is gonna like he's action, but like he's not like this guy's the angriest guy in the world thing. So it's like
He can
it
do
feels like
that.
a
That's my thing.
sure he
I
can
feel like
do
Tom
it. I'm
Cruise
not
can
saying
do anything. I don't
I,
know.
I'm not saying he can't do it, but like it feels this
Yeah.
the Running Man movie feels like it's an Arnold like it was an Arnold vehicle for a reason, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's like a big he's like a big fucking like it feels like a Jason Momoa movie or something like it feels like you need like a big fucking meathead to do
Jason
this.
Momoa is interesting.
You
Yeah.
need like a big fucking meathead action
Right.
star. It doesn't it's which is weird. Like it
Oh,
maybe like
Jason
a
Momoa is
Jason
actually such a good pull. I think
but
he would be
like
better in
that's
this
why it
movie.
feels weird because it's like Glenn Powell I think he's really good in Twisters. Like
Mhm.
that's such a different movie. So like, not some people are like chameleons and can do everything and they're A plus talent or whatever. But like I think he's very good at certain things and it's a weird star vehicle because it feels not exactly playing to his strengths.
I had a little bit of a this or that game I wanted to play with Kevin and Owen. You could play too, but you haven't seen most of these movies, so that's
Perfect.
why.
Okay.
I'll still play.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
So it's so
Take it away.
and it's like and it's these are all star vehicle movies, star vehicle action movies that have come out in the last like I think they all came out in the last 3 years. So like
Hmm.
this kind of era, um, that I think are like in a similar kind of quality very broadly. I don't think people get mad at me because like cinema, there's a lot of stuff that goes into a cinema, right?
Oh.
But very proudly, I would kind of peg them. So, anyways,
I
I don't
have
know.
I
Yeah.
was thinking a lot about a movie in particular, when watching this, and I felt like it was like this is like similar quality to those like Jason Statham, David Ayer
Yes, we're getting
movies.
there. We're getting
Yeah,
there.
I was like this, which is like, but I think the thing is like when you go to that movie, you're like, there's a certain level of budget and like stuff going
Okay,
on where it's
yeah,
like the this movie feels like a bigger failure because it's like this is a huge ass movie.
huge,
This is a huge
huge movie.
ass movie, and it's kind of like a mess, and like it feels like
It's a bigger mess in those movies, which I will say first this or that. The Beekeeper.
Or this?
Yeah,
And
The Running
am
Man
I
or The
judging it
Beekeeper.
just based off of,
the
like, just what's the
beekeeper.
better movie?
Yeah,
The
what's the better
beekeeper,
movie?
Yeah, The Beekeeper without any hesitation.
which
Okay.
is crazy, but it's
Yeah.
true.
I agree. I agree. Um, okay, here's the next one. This or That, Havoc, another movie that came out this year starring Tom
Oh,
Hardy, directed by
whoa.
Gareth
Oh, I
Evans.
didn't see that one.
Um, oh gosh.
Is
I
that movie
think
like really bad?
it's
No, it's not
weird.
that bad.
No, it's not bad. It's weird. I probably rated Havoc higher because there's some action in Havoc that is, like,
Havoc's a
really
much more
appealing.
inventive
Like,
movie.
Well, Tom
Also,
Hardy
way
yeah,
less
I
focus.
Tom Hardy
I
feels
just
like
think
the
it's a
ultimate guy, like
better
do the
yeah, Tom Hardy is also just way better. Like that. Tom Hardy's another
I'm
guy who can
angry.
play angry, and like I will eat
Tom
that shit
Hardy
up
would have been
every single
great in
time.
this movie,
It's that's
actually.
what I'm
Yeah, no,
saying. It
I
feels like a
really
Hugh
believe
Jackman
that.
role to
Yeah,
it. Like there's certain guys that like just feel like
yeah, they're just
play
great at
that
being
like
angry. Yeah, Tom Hardy's great. I don't. It's weird. I'm like torn because I think that there's better filmmaking going on at points in Havoc. There's also like parts of it that are worse. Like Havoc has like some egregious world building. Like hate it.
Yeah.
And I think The Running Man is at least like I don't think it's great in The Running Man, but I think it's like a little bit better. You know, they're like I'm weighing like
And
pros and
Havoc is like
cons.
hamstrung by kind of a really small budget. We did an episode on Havoc, listeners, if you want to go listen to that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think I rated Havoc higher, but I think if you asked me like in this exact moment what movie I would rewatch if I had to rewatch one of them right now, I would say The Running Man. So take I don't know.
Okay, interesting. I would rather rewatch Havoc than The Running Man, but that's
Interesting.
interesting. Here's Beast.
Beast?
2022, starring Idris Elba, directed by
Oh man.
Baltasar Kormacor.
I kind of forgot about that. I need a refresher. I looked up Beast on Letterboxd and it's The Beast, the Bertrand Vanilla
No,
movie,
the
not the
Idris
right one.
Elba fighting a lion
Yes, yes,
movie.
yes. I do remember this
Marlon watches
movie.
every movie. What the fuck?
I yeah, I be watching movies.
Yeah, this movie's
Yeah.
probably God.
It's, no, I mean, Beast is like kind of weirdly fun. I will say, Doug is like in fucking space right
Sorry.
now.
I got too
Doug
far
is
away from the
like
camera.
Doug is like 4 pixels, just like 4 boxes on the screen right now. I don't know. I would say, hmm. I think Beast is a lot of fun, but I don't know. The Running Man's probably a little bit better of a movie,
Okay.
but Beast might be more fun to just like watch again. Like Beast is like fucking it's kind of ridiculous.
Okay. Um okay, here's a movie that you've seen, Owen. The Running Man or Silent Night 2023, starring Joel Kinnaman, directed by John Woo. Which movie's better?
Which movie's
I'm not answering
better?
this.
You're not answering this?
This is all
Jesus
you, Owen.
Christ.
This or that.
Well, okay,
You
okay.
gotta pick
Silent
one.
Night is kind of like not a movie. It's like there's like it kind of is like it
It's
feels
so
like
bizarre.
you're like fucking drunk and you're like remembering a movie. It like but I probably would watch it. I kind of am more interested to revisit it. Like it's like I feel like you could watch Silent Night and be like, this is weird, and like you're like thinking about it, but there's something to think about. When you watch The Running Man, there's not really much to think about. So I would probably pick Silent Night just in terms of that. Like there's stuff going on there and it's like weird. Where this movie is more like you're bored and you're like there's
Silent
nothing to
Night,
think about.
I'll say, is not anonymously directed in the way that The Running
Yeah,
Man is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like there's something there, and
that's
it's like
true.
this is weird, and you're like there's like okay, you're like thinking about the images, and you're kind of engaging with it. Or like there's parts of there's parts of Running Man where I checked out and I was like, this is fucking
I have one more movie, and the way that I selected these movies is I sorted by action, and I just kind of scrolled, and I picked movies where it was like a guy's face on the poster.
Okay.
but
And the last one is the movie I've seen.
Yes. You haven't seen it,
Okay.
Owen, but I'm sorry. You don't watch movies like this. The
these
Running
movies are
Man
bad.
or Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
Oh, come on. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
Yeah, it
And
is
and
Mission
honestly, before you named that
Oh my
movie, I was
god.
about to pretty confidently just be like, The Beekeeper is by far the best movie you named. Um, but
Yeah.
let's
Well, I
not
was thinking about at this
go
conversation
away.
because there was what is it, a working man was this other David Ayer movie, and I was
Yes,
having this.
well, I would pick The Running Man over The
Well, that's what
Working
I
Man.
that was
That
what
one was
I had. I had
much.
that thought process where I was like, it exists in between the beekeeper and a working man or
Yeah. Well, because
whatever.
The Working Man was just like,
The
The Running Man, I don't think was ever going to let me down in the way that A Working Man did after watching The Beekeeper. Like,
I
if
don't
they
know
just
that
gave
I
me
working
another
man.
The
any set
Beekeeper,
pieces from The Working Man. Like,
Oh,
what happens in that
I
movie?
remember
there's
there's
like
a
a shootout
big
at the
ass
end.
moon. There's a
Oh yeah.
Oh,
fucking
Oh, you guys remember the
huge
shootout in
oh, I do
in the
remember.
house?
And there was like an abandoned house somewhere that they had to
Yes.
go to. Oh yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, it's coming back to me.
Yeah.
Wow, what a
That
bizarre movie.
movie, that movie is the most like we ran out of money, guys. We have no money.
I'm excited for
Uh,
the Beekeeper too. We're gonna do like a super episode on that, right? We're gonna get like 4 guests, and we're
Super,
gonna
I don't know
really
about
fucking
4
a
guests.
dig
super
into it.
episode.
Um, but that was a good exercise, Doug. Those movies don't really do exist in similar spaces in my head, so I
Even
appreciate
though
you
like
putting together
I
such a
had
good
the same
list.
exact thought. I was like,
Um,
the Running Man is like a messy action movie that like feels more akin to these like
yeah.
lower budget kind of January
yeah.
movies or
And
like
if you
whatever.
take out Mission Impossible, The Running Man probably has the budget of the 4 of the movies I said combined. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, that's true. Can we quickly run through a couple things before we move on? First, do
yeah.
you guys want to mention anybody other than Glenn Powell in the cast?
Kind of a waste of
Any
Josh
standouts?
Brolin and Coleman Domingo. It feels like they kind of
Yeah.
exist as nothing. I mean, we talked about this earlier, but like they're like nothing characters. And I remember being kind of excited about just like this. There's a really good cast in terms of like names and like
Oh
people
yeah.
individually. But no one is very like a lot of Josh Brolin's scenes exist in like on like FaceTime and stuff like stuff like that. And
Yeah.
it's like Coleman Domingo is having fun um, out there on the
Probably the
stage.
most fun in the movie,
He like
except for
that's a
maybe
great like
Sarah.
casting. Like he's cool. Like that putting him in that role is awesome. It's just
Yeah.
not like the rest of the movie around him isn't. So it's not his fault or anything. Katie O'Brien's cool.
No, Katie.
Yeah, she's also having fun. I don't think she's doing good,
No,
but
I'm
she's
not saying
having
she's good
fun.
in it. Like there's nothing she's doing
Um,
that's.
she's there, yeah.
It's
She's
also
like
like
she's like in the
I
movie.
thought the one I
it
thought the guy
feels.
who died I thought the guy who died first was kind of funny. What's his name? I saw him in another movie recently.
Uh,
You guys know his name?
No, I don't. Oh, we haven't said Michael Cera.
Yeah,
Um,
I said Michael Cera just a second ago, but it might have gotten lost in the
sorry,
shuffle.
I was thinking. No,
Uh,
Michael Cera is the best part of this movie. I
yes,
think,
I agree.
kind of
I
by
agree.
far.
Um,
the guy who dies first reminded me of William Finley, who's in some of the Brian De Palma movies, Phantom of the Paradise and stuff like that.
that's
But
that's where he's from. Martin Herlihy is in Happy Gilmore too.
well,
Oh, of course.
my uncle was in Happy Gilmore too. Everybody's in that fucking movie. But yeah, he's fine.
There's a
I
guy
thought
in this movie named Law X.
Oh, Lee Pace, I think is worth noting.
yes.
Lee Pace, who wears a fucking mask the entire movie.
Yeah, until he
But he's
doesn't.
in the movie, like he's a part of the. He's like a big part of the movie.
Yeah, yeah, he's a big part of the
And
movie.
Yeah,
a
he
lot of these
is.
characters aren't in the movie for that long, so he kind of does get a good chunk. And he's not anything to write home about.
Also, Jamie Lawson has been good in every single movie I've seen her in, and they give her literally nothing to work with in this movie.
Oh my god, I
Like
didn't even realize
actually,
this was who that was.
Yeah,
actually
she's like a
nothing.
very talented
She is
actress.
terrific in every single
It's
movie
just
I've
not a
watched her in.
role that like
She's
the
not a character
role.
in this movie. She's like, yeah, she's
Yes, exactly. Like she
Well,
doesn't. I'm
it's
like,
like in
that's
terms of like
crazy that
the text of the
they
film,
don't.
it's not something.
she's
It's very
less
No,
of
it's
a
like they're not.
character. She's less of a character in this movie than the wife in Inception. You know, she's like,
Yeah,
yeah.
they
she's
do
she's
kind of like
non-existent,
they
which
like
is
cut to her in like the most like wife dead ass like fucking shots ever. Like he's like thinking of
yeah.
her, and it's the most like stock footage. Like wife is dead. Like I'm
Speaking of which,
dreaming of my wife.
can we spoil the movie real quick?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
You guys familiar with how the book ends?
Yeah, he
Yes.
crashes the plane into the
Yeah.
tower,
Not
right?
only that, he does. He does 9/11, right?
Yes.
Which is which they like in the movie they kind of like dance around that. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't like how they like set that up and then don't do it.
Yeah.
That's like kind of crazy.
He does that because they actually kill his wife and kid in the book. It's
Right.
like
Well, he thinks
super.
that. Like
It's
they set that they really do set that up though, right? Like it's like
well, but like
he
he's like he doesn't know what to believe. That's kind of what they set up in the movie. It's
sure.
like, oh, you can't believe anything. Like I could tell you anything and you won't believe me. You know.
Sure. But,
Um.
like, you could, like it was you're very close to that in that thing where it's like, they could be telling the truth, and his wife and children could be dead in this moment, and he could
Yeah.
now kill himself in with the plane.
I think the movie jumps the shark at the end, and into being like we've totally lost and the concept of what the movie's trying to be because
Yeah.
it's like oh he like escapes on an escape pod and then he's living among the streets and Ben Richard lives becomes a movement and then he
Yeah.
becomes like a living vessel of revolution and it's like
Yeah, yeah,
how
okay.
is this who this character is like I don't like
Yeah.
well, this is not who Ben Richards is.
No.
Yeah, it's confusing because it's like one of those. I can't think of another good example off the top of my head, but it's kind of like one of those movies where you put a bunch of radical ideas in it, but it just feels the entire time like you're mocking their existence as opposed to like actually
It's like
subscribing
the,
to them. So
Also,
Into this
then
Across the
you
Spider-Verse.
just
not to get too
okay, sure.
political, but like I do you think that like I think this movie does not understand the moment at all, you know, which
No.
we've already kind of alluded to, but like we live in a really I think the original book the ending of that understands the moment a little bit more where it's like we live in
Yeah.
like it's really hopeless. Like the
Yeah.
moment is really
Yeah.
hopeless right now. I don't know if you guys disagree with that.
No, I
I mean
agree.
like
And
the like
I don't think it makes much sense for her to live given like
Yeah.
everything that's happened.
No,
I
yeah,
know
well, it's like
because
super I mean, it's just
everything
like
else is just
pop
like
glossy, like that everything's good at the end of the day,
yeah.
sort of like
Yeah, everything else is just like pretty standard, right? Where it's like the way that they I don't know, just the overall panic is like this is just stuff that we know, but like when everything is escalating around us, then I think the movie needs to reflect that. And instead it's just kind of like a lot of I don't know, like again, it's like the ideas are rooted in like oh, like misinformation is bad. And it's like yeah, like of course we've been saying this every day for who knows how many years. Like I don't know, I don't think it really like takes it a step further, which is like we've gone a step further from all of the stuff that the movie is taking a stance on. Um, so yeah, I agree. I don't know. I don't I don't think it's the most successful at that stuff. And I don't think it helps to make characters that are like stereotypes because then that yeah, I don't know. Like when the
yeah.
characters are the ideas, I don't think that that's going to really get any of it to land.
I
So,
kinda like yeah, they do this thing because I wasn't aware of the original ending until after and reading. I kinda like, I was kind of interested in the concept of like because you were talking about like hopelessness and stuff, and I think like there's like they offer him at the end of the movie like he can just like be a hunter now, and there's some like hopeless angle you could do with that sort of stuff where like he just like he can't escape like the system and just kind of becomes a part of it, and like there's like a cycle, and like even if you like really go far you just kind of become the fucking guy chasing you and like kind of kill you, and I think if they like killed his kid and stuff and like he just became a hunter and then it like at the end of the movie it was like super hopeless,
that
it
would
would
be
have been like
so
it would have been
ballsy,
like
bro.
it would have been see, that's what I'm saying,
I
but
kind
like
of that like maybe
that
that could have saved the movie with how fucking
It would have been like, what
ballsy
the
that ending
fuck?
would have been.
It would have
Yeah,
been so
yeah.
fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But
Like,
like, like we're getting into this like they did it with a long walk, but like they're getting into this like you do the Stephen King movie, like do like a change ending, surprise ending sort of thing. But I think like I was interested in that
yeah,
kind of idea.
surprise ending to make the move to make it less sad. Like
You
to
know,
make it
I know
less
that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
you're like it's a whole thing. I'm like, okay, what are they gonna do? How are they gonna end it? Because everyone knows the story or whatever. Not everyone, but like they kind of you get to play with the Stephen King thing, and you get to like end it however you want. Choose your own adventure, fucking fan fiction, adaptation bullshit. And I thought that was an interesting angle to do. But like they end up doing like Soup's Revolution or something. I don't know.
yeah, revolution. I don't know. It's like so like it's like people. Okay, not to one battle after another, right? Lots of criticisms thrown around about that movie. This movie is real, like not understanding how revolutions are formed. I think it's like I don't know, like I don't, how is the movie gonna set up this whole thing where it's like the information is so like so twisted and fucked up and everybody lives in like an incubated vortex of like of fiction that the
Yeah,
company is creating and then also like but the poor people are breaking out of that and rooting for him
yeah.
regardless.
It's so
It's like
funny
that
because
doesn't
it
make any
does feel
sense.
like they're like they use like AI to like mess with shit whenever they feel like it, but like sometimes they like don't care, like they just like, or it's like they're when
Yeah,
they're like,
sometimes they just let him
yeah,
say stuff.
sometimes it's like what? It's like because it's like there's this like they set up this thing where it's like he like tries to say shit, and they're like, oh, we actually like paused you and like there's a delay and like we made you say some other stuff, but sometimes they like just let him talk, and it's like what do you mean? What are you talking
Yeah.
about? Like, because like
Yeah.
they set up this whole thing where they're like, he's like, I fucking kill babies, and I'm like crazy, and then they're like, wait a minute, all the people all of a sudden are like, I like that guy. It's like,
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
and also like the
what?
whole thing is like he abandoned his wife who's a prostitute and he's like this terrible guy and it's like and the people are just cutting through that noise and finding the truth or something. It's like I don't know the whole
How?
idea that like this like Brandon Richards live movement. It does the movie does not I don't know. It doesn't fucking matter. Who gives a fuck? Who
Yeah.
cares? Who cares? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
How
no, it kind of feels like everybody exists in his brain. Like Ben
yeah.
Richards' brain, where it's
Whoa.
like none of them are actually fucking real, and like he's just like he's in control. He's fucking. It feel like it's like all the people that exist in like the city. We talk about like the city is a character. The city doesn't feel like alive. They feel fucking dead and like not sentient at all.
Yeah.
And it feels like a weird like you can just like kind of they can whatever you want them to do they can do because they're not fucking alive. Everyone's
Yeah.
like dead.
How long do you think you guys would last in the Running Man?
It's
I
very
had some
what's
questions. I had some questions while watching the movie where I was like,
the hardest part is
I do
that
just think
damn
like plenty
YouTube
of
video
people
drop
could
off.
just make it all the way to the end. Like I don't really believe that it's as hard to make it to the end as they're making it out to
Couldn't
be.
you just like dig yourself in a hole? Like
Well, it's just like a bunch of things. I mean, they explain ways in which like like they explain ways in which they manipulate things where it's like, oh, if they can't find you, they like have tracking devices and wherever, but it's like
DNA
I don't know.
sniffers.
Yeah, and like DNA sniffers, but it's
The
like
fuck is a
at
DNA
one
sniffer?
point he goes to like an abandoned house, right? Like or not an abandoned, it's like a complex that's being built where nobody lives there. And I'm like, dude, if you just went from town to town like sleeping in some abandoned building, like uh, how would they find you there? Like it's like cuz a lot of how they're finding people is by like connecting him to other people and you can't do that if you're just like sleeping in some fucking abandoned and I know that like the big problem is that he has to drop off the tapes, of course, and so that's how they
Yeah.
would track you, I guess. But
Yeah, that shit's the
I don't
hardest
know.
part.
That's the hardest part, but like I don't know. I do think I don't am I crazy? Like I'm not saying I could do it. I'm just saying I'd be shocked that this show would go on for so long and like nobody has ever made it to the end. Like someone would make it to the end. I don't know. I did like someone smarter than me would just be able to survive this, I think.
Yeah, well, it's like they did that whole thing where it was like Lee Pace made it like 21 days or whatever.
29 days or
Yeah, to
something.
almost the end, and then
Yeah.
they were like, "We're gonna kill you, or you could become a hunter," and it's like, okay,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe there's just like an all-seeing thing where it's like there's just no way to win. Like they're gonna get you no matter what.
Yeah.
Well, because
Well,
they
they have
also
those
have like
fucking
a
like
wristband
tractor
on
phone.
you.
That's true. Well, it's also like I was thinking that like that wristband is just like okay. Even like there's a scene where he's in the fucking in the train, and then I was like, oh, he has that wristband on. This guy's got the fucking
Yeah,
wristband. It's like even if you don't like know what he looks like, you're like, why the fuck do you have that wristband on, bro? Like what
yeah,
the fuck? It's just
yeah. No, I mean, I guess it's difficult. I just like, I'm like,
yeah,
sure, especially when there are people just like doing all of this research, like obsessed with this show. I'm like, someone like must have spent
yeah,
years of their life just being like, here's how I beat the show, and then go on it and then
yeah.
beat it.
Well,
I
that
don't know.
the guy who has the YouTube channel should do it
Yeah, exactly. Like people probably would just make a plan. Like it's like
because
if all of this is being
he
booked,
goes
I
and
don't know.
does it, and he doesn't know shit. He shows up
Yeah,
and he doesn't know shit, and he does pretty
yeah,
well. Like he like
that's
doesn't
true.
know shit.
That's what I'm saying. I think somebody would
It's like,
outsmart
what the
this
fuck
show.
even is this
I just
show? I don't even know the rules.
anyway. How long? Oh, give me an answer. How long would you guys make it?
Not
Um,
very long.
Not super long. Like maybe 2 weeks. It depends. It depends on so many
Yeah,
things. Like, I don't.
Owen would be like the type one guy, the guy who
Yeah,
like
I'm me.
is like, yeah, that you'd be the first guy that dies.
I don't think I'm super likable, so I don't think like I think I could be entertaining, but I don't think that I think people have a natural
You don't
aversion.
think people would be rooting for you?
Yeah, yeah. I don't think people will
No,
be
they'd
rooting.
like, well, because they would have you.
Yeah.
They would like when they put your fucking thing up. They would say the craziest things
Yeah,
about you.
yeah.
They
So
would,
it's like,
they would say some evil shit that you
so
did,
I don't
and
know.
people would not be with that.
Yeah, I think
How
I
long
could
would
make
you
it
last, Kevin?
like 6 days,
Six,
maybe.
yeah, I don't
Bro, it's
know.
I don't
hard.
know.
I think it's
Well,
I think
hard.
I think I'd get close to the. There's no way I'm making it. What do they say is like that mark where like it starts to get like the 2 week mark or
yeah.
something? Yeah, like I'm not making it to 2 weeks. That's no shot. But like maybe like less than. He's doing pretty good when he just like starts off going to a hotel. I'm like I could just do
Yeah,
something
he's
like
like
that for
sleeps
at
for
least
2 days in the
6 days.
hotel. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like I could just
Which
do
is
stuff like
it's such
that
a
for
funny way to
6
start off.
days.
Like, oh, this is like kind of chill. Like he's just like, it's like oh,
Yeah.
he can just like get in a taxi and like take a train and like he's just
And just
like
go to a just
okay.
check into a hotel. And then he even gets pretty smart about like keeping the room booked and then going somewhere else. I'm like, I would
Yeah.
just like book a room for 2 days, go to a different place, book it, you know what I
Well,
mean? And just
also
like
he, like he gets like a
keep
fake
going.
ID and like that really helps. It's
Yeah.
like
No,
he's
yeah.
able to like check in and buy things without like
Yeah, the William H. Macy character kind of gives him like a huge head
yeah
start.
yeah
Like
yeah
that he really sets him up with the head start. And I don't know that we would have that, so we might not survive
yeah
as long in
because
those
he's
Yeah,
able
areas.
to
we wouldn't
really
have the connect.
We wouldn't have a fake ID as like another person.
Yeah.
So
Or
which
and
is
like
why
he also sets them up with the disguise.
yeah
yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Although I don't, it's not like the I like
I mean it
you,
does help
you
him
could probably
I
do that a little bit yourself. Like you could
sure
probably do
but you
some
have
form of
to how
disguise.
are you gonna where are you gonna go get that right
No, I
it's
don't.
like
I would just like shave my head bald, like shave all my facial hair, and then like put on like I would take my glasses off.
mhm,
I don't know, like do something,
yeah
and
Don't
then
do that. That looks scary.
yo
yeah,
wait
sure. But
do that
like
for next
if I
episode
was if I
What if you
was
did that
fighting
next
for my life,
episode? You were like bald with glasses.
oh man that'd be great
no, that's not happening. Okay. That will be
that'd be
all for the Running
awesome
Man. We're going to talk about some news, but as always, reminding everyone to share some feedback if you liked listening to that conversation by liking, commenting, and subscribing on YouTube, by rating the episode on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and by following us at the links in the description. We've got a bit of news here. I'll start with what I think is a pretty significant piece of news that I literally did not hear about until doing the news. I don't know if you guys heard about this. Sabrina Carpenter will star in and produce a live action musical movie of Alice in Wonderland for Universal.
wait what
Lorene Scafaria,
I thought this was about the
the
Muppets
director of
movie she
Hustlers,
was doing
will
the
write
Muppets
and
movie
direct it.
I
Wait,
What
didn't
did
hear
you
she
say?
that
she's
wait
starring in it?
go back
Yeah, Sabrina Carpenter is starring in and producing a live action musical movie of Alice in Wonderland, directed by Lorraine Scafaria, who did Hustlers.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a big deal.
I didn't know
yeah, kind of a huge deal, I would think.
Yeah, I didn't.
Um,
I saw this headline, but I misread it. I guess I didn't realize she was also going to be starring in the film. I
yeah,
I
Hmm.
thought she was just helping develop it. That's crazy.
Yeah. I had the same thought when I saw it earlier today. I was like, this is that'll be a pretty significant movie, I think. Um, I don't know. I it's interesting because we're gonna be talking about Wicked next weekend or next episode. Um, and Ariana Grande stars in that, and
Hmm.
those movies are major. And Sabrina Carpenter is also a major musician. So
What?
starring in a piece of like IP too.
It's
So
everybody other than Orod. What's going on here? Can
I
we
yeah,
get
know we really pushed her
like
that hard, and
yeah,
it's funny because like she has that background too.
yeah. Same thing with Sabrina Carpenter. She has like the same background,
No, I know
basically.
what I'm
right.
saying. Where
Yeah.
it's like,
Did
yeah,
you guys see Hustlers, by the way?
That's the JLo movie?
Hmm.
No.
I like that movie quite a bit. I think it's pretty good actually.
yeah, but
I'm
I
curious
mean, it
what
feels like a
it's
big
gonna look
jump,
like.
right?
Yeah, no, sure. I mean, I'm not saying that that's any sign, but I'm at least curious.
I'm
Um,
really
because I think
disappointed.
she's also writing it too. I think she's writing and directing it.
Hmm.
This news is
Um,
crushing to me.
This
is
is
it?
crushing to you?
What do you mean we're gonna do Wicked 2?
You
Well,
look
we are doing
distraught. You look so distraught.
Wicked 2 is already happened. I think you mean Wicked 3.
And Wicked 3 is also probably gonna happen.
You
They're,
don't think that's
we,
true?
what do you mean
They're
they're
gonna
not
make
doing a
more
Wicked
music.
3?
Yeah,
What are you
well,
talking about?
I you know what? Let's place a cash wager right now. They're going to make another Wicked movie.
I think they could make a one with different characters.
No,
They're gonna
no,
what?
I don't know,
dude.
like
She
something connected
dies,
to it.
guy.
There's
No,
there's
no. Well, like I'm saying, like they could make something like connected to
What are we talking
this
about?
world. But like, what are you
Wicked
saying?
there's
3?
Like,
8 books. There's 8 fucking books.
How does
okay,
that work?
What do you mean? How does that work? I don't know. There's 8 books
That
though.
doesn't she melts? Wait, does she
The
not? She doesn't melt, right? That's the twist. Because
yeah,
she's
probably.
kissing fucking
I don't
Scarecrow
know
under
how
the
the book
stairs.
ends, but like the
Oh no,
musical is an adaptation of the first book. There's like 8 books.
we can't do that.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're gonna make
We
more of
can't
these
let John
movies.
M. Chu get away with this.
hey,
They all, bro.
oh my god,
If this Wicked movie
The
makes
guy
a
you love
billion
is not
dollars,
there
they're going to
anymore.
make. It's what are they gonna do? Is Cynthia Erivo's gonna be like, no, I'm too good for this. Like, no, they're gonna do
okay,
like
sure,
They're gonna
sure,
make
I
8
guess.
Wicked movies.
they're gonna at least make a third one. That's what I'm saying.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
No,
I
you know
don't.
what? I'll take that. I'll take that bet. I'll put $10 up that they don't make one.
Okay, bet. Okay, we need parameters. So what year is it? It's 2025.
Yes.
By
By 2035, if
no.
there's no announcement of another Wicked, then this
Hey, I'll
bet
get on
becomes
that too.
No,
void.
no, no. I
Fucking
was
by
gonna say
$2035.
by
I'll have $10
February
by then.
2027 if it hasn't been announced.
Oh, well, okay. That's free money. Yeah, sure. Yeah, 10
You're
bucks.
getting scammed.
Yeah. Oh, that's
2027.
fine. That's fine with
Yeah.
me.
That's
I
next
literally was gonna
year.
give you 10 years
No, no, no.
and
By
you said
February
2.
2027, I bet you
Damn.
Wicked 3 will be
I'll be
announced.
old as hell by then.
Yeah,
He'll be 1 year
sure.
older, Owen.
That's a fine bet.
I'll be 2 years
Next piece of
older.
news.
No, he'll be
Tom
1 year older.
Okay.
Fuck, guy. This guy.
Tom Ford sets his next film,
Numerically.
Cry to Heaven, adapted from an Anne Rice book of the same title and starring, get ready for this long list, Nicholas Hoult, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Adele, Kieran Hines, George Mackay, Mark Strong, Colin Firth, Paul Bettany, Owen Cooper, Hunter Schafer, Thandaway Newton, Daryl McCormick, Lux Pascal, and more names that I excluded because the list was too long.
This is so fucking major, guys. Did you guys see Nocturnal Animals?
No.
I like that movie. Yeah,
I
I
like
mean,
that movie a lot.
I like the idea of Tom Ford director, and I think it's kind of a shame that he hasn't made a movie in
Yeah,
10
Tom
years.
Ford.
That movie came out 10 years ago.
No, literally, Tom
Uh,
Ford is way too talented of an actual artist to be fucking around with like these like perfumes and clothes and shit. Like,
yeah, yeah. He's only directed 2 movies, and I like both of them.
yeah,
And I
like
think this is an insane cast.
no, 'cause Tom Ford, dude, Tom Ford, one of the most major names just like in fashion and like that industry, just straight up.
Yeah,
And he's also just like a super talented filmmaker.
yeah,
Yeah, this is major. This is huge.
yeah. It's just like it's so crazy that randomly Colin Firth is just like the 7th person on the list, and Hunter Schafer is like the 10th.
Yeah. But like Hunter Schafer, I mean, anyways, is huge. Hunter
Yeah.
Schafer,
So huge
oh,
for our boy Owen Cooper, who is just getting cast left and right after adolescence. Um, was it you, Owen, that said you wanted him to be James Bond?
Hey, it's coming. It's coming
It's
true.
it
It's
might
gonna
it might
you
be
know
happen.
coming,
what?
yeah.
It's literally it might be on the way. Owen Cooper's doing good. Um, yeah, I'm very excited. Owen, do you have opinions about a Tom Ford movie? I guess you haven't seen the others, but
um, it's a lot of names. Um,
yeah,
so I don't know. It's tough to kind of. There's almost too many names in a way of like you can't gauge what the fuck the movie's gonna be. And not even like
right,
in terms of like who the fuck is like our leading people. When you have this many
right.
names, like is Hunter Schafer in the movie for 2 minutes,
It's
or
possible.
is she the lead? Like, or you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, are these people you're like, oh, that's a cool name, but how much of the movie are they in? So
Yeah,
that's what I'm kind of thinking about. So it'll be interesting to follow.
yeah.
But like
It's
it's like
exciting.
it's like Adele, right? When you throw Adele in there,
Yeah, Dell might
you
just be
throw names
entertaining.
like that, right? Right. It reminds me
Yeah,
of the Ice Spice um highest to
yeah.
lowest
Highest to lowest, and
casting,
that's what
right?
if Adele's the main character?
But it's what
That
I'm
would be
saying.
so
She could
swag.
be.
That would
She
be
could
so
be.
fucking swag, bro. Holy shit.
But like I think remember maybe when that happened it was like Ice Spice is like co-starring in this movie or like that's how they
Yeah.
announced it and she's in one
No.
scene
The
so I Adele could be the lead. Adele could be in one scene so I'm
Vanity Fair article, when the Vanity Fair article comes out that says Adele to lead in the new Tom Ford movie is gonna hit like fucking a nuclear bomb. That's gonna be like my
Yeah.
most anticipated movie. That's just gonna be
In reality,
crazy.
it's gonna be.
she's like singing at a
I
club.
think it's gonna be one of Nicholas Holt slash Aaron Taylor Johnson.
That's fine though. Those are great actors. Not as
Yeah,
exciting as
which
Adele,
Nicholas Holt
obviously.
is Nicholas Holt has also previously worked with Tom
ultimately
Ford, so
makes
I
it
think that
really boring
plays a
and
role.
uninteresting.
No, it's a new Tom
High
Ford movie. It cannot be boring and
Yeah,
uninteresting. This guy hasn't
relax.
made a movie in
for me
10 years.
for me I especially
Well,
Aaron
you haven't
Taylor Johnson.
seen his other movies though,
That's
right?
why I don't care.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't care. Aaron Taylor Johnson, get out of here. Get out of here.
Okay.
He's starring in Werewolf. They just announced the aspect ratio for that movie. Fuck off. Fuck. Jesus Christ.
Um, Jonathan Goldstein and John Francis Daly of Game Night and Dungeons and Dragons fame will
Dungeons and
write,
Dragons.
produce, and direct a new original Star Trek film for Paramount.
Sick. I'll watch it.
These guys have
Yeah.
to be some of the richest people off of like spec.
No.
Like
Yeah, I
in
know.
terms of like,
They also wrote the
go
first
write this
of the
fucking
Tom Holland
movie.
Spider-Man
Go write
movies.
this fucking shit. And then like
Like
in terms of
they're
like not even like making movies, they just fucking write shit and make millions of dollars.
Yeah.
yeah,
Very highly sought
and they're
after
great
people
at
because
it.
I think they're hilarious. I think they're great. I think
Yeah.
they're
Yeah,
very
that's the thing.
talented
They
writers. Like,
understand story structure so well.
yeah.
As like,
Yeah.
I mean, granted, Dungeons and Dragons. I think not everybody loves. My camera's fucking up. Not
Yeah, no,
everybody
that's
loves
pretty
that
toxic.
movie.
They're
But
like
like,
Hong Sang Soo's in water.
yeah,
What the fuck is
think of the Hong Thing Sue movie. Um, but like they're so they understand like the nuts and bolts of like what makes a movie a fucking movie, right?
Yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
genre film, like work. Um,
Mhm.
while also just being like the funniest guys. They're so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, a joke, but like it is weird that like they haven't been given more opportunities like to make movies because it does feel like they're just like these guys are writing another thing uh because like they are good at it but like it's
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's how the
well,
business
Well,
good and
being a
so
great
many
I
writer, I look at fucking what's his name? Who wrote Michael Clayton, what's his name?
Tony Gilroy.
Yeah, Tony Gilroy, right? It's like Tony Gilroy hasn't directed a bunch of movies, you know?
No, but like
Even
even
though like
like
yeah.
the scripts aren't being it does feel like that is how like that is the job of the writer in this industry
Mhm.
is like a really gross like just like write a bunch of shit man and like maybe one of them will get made and
Yeah.
it's kind of like I don't know why anybody does it.
No, they're like
I don't
idea
know
they're
I
like
don't know
idea
why.
factories. They're like you
Yeah.
gotta or like cows.
yeah.
They're like here like get in
And
the fucking like utter machine and like squirt out some
we're
ideas.
talking about these guys at Tony Gilroy, but like these are like the top of the fucking
No,
chain.
like these are like
Where
the
it's like,
greatest guys.
I
Like,
don't
yeah,
know why anyone who isn't Tony Gilroy is like writing someone a script. It's like, bro,
right.
just go make a movie.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, it's a very hard thing to do. But like, it does. It's just like it's a weird position to be in, to be like, I'm gonna spend 2 years writing this thing that's never getting made,
Right.
and it's like, Jesus, it sounds
Yeah.
awful.
No, Star Trek is a fun IP. Obviously, do you know like Quentin Tarantino wrote a Star
Yep.
Trek movie? Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Weird.
sure they'll have fun with it.
I know nothing about it. Like the
Yeah,
IP, like I'm like
neither do
so
I. I'm not
removed
very
from
in
that
that
world.
world,
It's
but
the show's good. That's all I'll say.
yeah, no, I believe it. I, you know what? And if their movie is good enough, then maybe I'll get invested a little bit.
Well, have you guys
Maybe
seen the
I'll.
J.J. Abrams movies?
Well, it's
No.
weird because wasn't Chris Pine in those?
Yeah, he was. Chris Pine was Captain Kirk, like the lead in the J.J.
Yeah.
Abrams movies.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I've never
Remember
seen.
when Dungeons and Dragons came out and was like, damn, like Chris Pine is like, and then like
Yeah,
that's
never
like
Chris
understood
Pine is
that.
an actual
seven
movie star, bro. Why? Ah,
seven
Yeah,
years passed, and
Chris
he
he did
Pine is
get
so
cast in
good.
something recently, didn't he?
I don't
I don't
know.
know if we talked about it on the podcast.
He was in
Actually,
Pool Man. We didn't. None of us
that
watched
movie
Pool
that
Man.
movie's so bad.
Oh,
That
Owen
movie's
watched it.
that
We didn't
movie's
talk about it on the
so
pod though.
it's so bad because it's like,
yeah.
what if
I mean,
what if I got really high and like wrote my own Chinatown? It's like, bro, what are you talking about, Chris Pine?
that's right. That My Darling California movie. We did talk about this last week, but you guys weren't here. Um, Chris Pine got cast in My Darling California. It's the director who made Hot Summer Nights and Magazine Dreams.
Oh, I saw
And
this news and
the
I was
cast is
like,
Jessica
that guy?
Chastain, Josh Brolin, Mikey Madison, Chris Pine, Don Cheadle, and Charles
Yeah.
Melton.
Wait, this is
I
a crazy ass
so
cast.
Yeah, no, I know.
I saw this news and I was like very interested in like I was thinking about like the industry a lot and I was like, why did this movie get made? I want to know. And I'm like interested in the fact like was the script really good? Because I think it's Elijah Bynum is his name.
Yeah, Elijah Bynum.
Yeah.
Magazine Dreams had like the weirdest, like that's not his fault.
Yeah, it was
But like
Jonathan Majors beat up his
Hot Summer
girlfriend. Yeah, he
Nights,
can't. Yeah.
is really fucking bad.
hmm
And then that second movie is like a mess of a situation.
People say, granted, people say Magazine Dreams is good.
But that's what I'm
it's
saying.
just-
Where it's like,
yeah.
is this third movie coming off of people who saw that movie were like, this is good, bad situation, we're gonna bank on, or is like, you know, I'm just interested because that first movie is really bad, and the second movie is just a mess of like a situation, and
Mhm.
then but your third movie is like this is a big announcement outside of you. Or it's like
Yeah, I mean, this is
the cast is fucking huge.
this is
It's
the
interesting.
next Mikey Madison movie coming off of winning
No,
Best Actress, right?
No.
What else is
she's
she in?
in The Social
The
Network
Social
too.
Oh, why did she do that? What is it?
You remember when she was like, "I'm like too good for Star Wars, guys. Like I'm not doing that." And then it was like
I will say,
Aaron Sorkin.
at least according to Letterboxd, it looks like Chris Pine has like 5 movies in the works.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
And this movie Carousel kind of interests me actually. It's a love story with him and Jenny Slate, and it's directed by the person who made that movie Sometimes I Think About Dying a couple years ago
Mhm.
that I liked quite a bit actually. So that's
Dang.
interesting. These other ones like
I don't think these other ones aren't real.
I just thought
Yeah.
about Bradley Cooper, and I was like, they're just interesting kind of two guys because I can't believe that Pool Man exists. That movie's so bad.
Oh, is this Alpha Gang movie real?
I don't know, but I think so.
Is it called
because
Alpha
I remember
Alpha
hearing about it.
Gang?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's like
starring
the
Kate
Zellner.
Blanchett.
Yeah, it's the guys that made Sasquatch Sunset.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Zellner
Oh.
twins.
Yeah, the Zellner
Yes.
twins.
I don't know if they're twins.
I don't know if they're twins. Are they?
But it
Did
sounded
you say that, or
sounded
was that-
It
really
sounded
good.
good.
It sounded so
that's
good coming out of my
yeah,
mouth.
calling
I
them
don't
now.
know.
They're the Zellner twins.
Sounded so good.
Doug, this would be a good time to jump in with your big piece of news.
Oh
that you-
yeah,
that
this is
you
kind of a
mentioned on the
bombshell
podcast.
What?
bombshell story that we're gonna probably I'll keep tabs on, and I'll, if anything develops further, I'll update, because it's actually kind of a big deal. And there's not like great American sources, but so Wong Kar-wai very famous filmmaker. He has this new show, this new like successful. It was this new show that was shot in mainland China and played on like on TV, like broadcast TV in China. And it's going to be on, I think it's the Criterion channel here in the States, called it's called Blossom Shanghai. And it's the show is successful. It's a big deal. Super, like, lots of fucking nerds like me are excited to watch it when it's on the Criterion channel. Um, but this writer named Gu Er. His name is G, like the American spelling of his name, English spelling of his name is Gu space Er. So like Gu
Okay.
Er, or I'm not sure.
Okay.
He claims that he was a significant writer on the show. He claims that he like did a significant amount of actual screenwriting on the show. And he says that during his writing of the show, while the show was being written, he was like really overworked and was tasked by doing like tasks outside of the writing, like doing like Wong Kar-wai's like laundry and shit.
Mhm.
And he was treated just like really poorly, which worsened his ALS. He has ALS and like made his health worse. Like this whole
Yeah.
situation. And then when the show came out, he was only credited on the show as a pre-production editor, not as a writer at all. And
Oh.
he's like really angry about this, right? And
Mhm.
he's like I'm getting fucked. So he like took to social media. He took to Weibo and Zheng Henshu, like Chinese social media, and he's like posting like videos, like audio clips of Wong Kar Wai like in private moments to try and get him canceled. Um, and in the clips of audio, Wong Kar Wai is saying like just unpleasant things about actors, like people that worked on the show, and just actors that are like famous in China, like just like unpleasant, unprofessional things about them. And then also like in one of these like longer video like recordings, is Wong Kar Wai just saying really negative things about the Chinese Communist Party. He's saying that like he's calling them greedy, and he's saying that like they handle like he like really hates the way that they handled the COVID pandemic. Um and that that's like kind of the big part of the story, where it's like and like this is like still unraveling, because that was posted just like a couple of days ago. And like
Yeah.
Wong Kar Wai could get like arrested for that. Wong Kar Wai could
Right.
like we talk about getting canceled. Like Wong Kar Wai could like have to like not be able to work in China anymore. He would have to like, if he wanted to continue to work as a filmmaker, he'd have to either move to Hong Kong or start working in Hollywood. Like because like
Yeah.
that is like potentially, right? Because that is like so like that's such a big deal. And the big detail here that a lot of Chinese news outlets keep highlighting is that Wong Kar Wai hasn't made a statement. Wong Kar Wai has not responded to the accusations that Gu Er was a big writer on the show, was a ghost writer on the show, or responded to defend himself by like the leaked audio clips or anything. He's just remained
Yeah.
silent, and the news outlets and I think like social media broadly in China are very angry about that. They're like, you need to say something, you need to defend yourself, or like, you can't just
Right.
like so yeah, that's the Wong Kar Wai story. It is very new. So there might be an update if he has like a statement or something happens, then we'll update. But yeah, that's that. If you have any thoughts about that, but
I mean, it's pretty crazy. I'm obviously awful for the guy who is clearly like
Yeah.
going through something terrible.
yeah.
Yeah, like it just makes Wong Kar Wai look like a piece of shit, of course. But then in addition, I wonder what would happen if he had to leave China and make movies somewhere else, and how that would even be received if they would, if like that would just be public knowledge now. Like he's making movies in Hollywood because he had to leave. I don't know. I'm just
Yeah, I don't know.
curious about
Yeah, Hollywood feels,
that.
but like there's always places for people
Yeah, I
to
mean, he
go
could go to
to.
Europe, or he can
Sure.
make movies in
I think
France.
I
Like,
think
yeah.
Woody Allen just got like a fucking money from some random country to go, like, it's like someone will pay you
And Wong
somewhere.
Sure.
Kar Wai, like,
Yeah.
truly, it cannot be overstated for like younger listeners of the podcast that might not know. Like, he truly one of the most major living filmmakers. Like he's not in the public
Yeah.
eye as much anymore because he took a big he took a soft retirement from making movies, but very short list of living people that are more major than Wong Kar-wai.
Yeah.
Like it's like we're talking like Martin Scorsese and like it's like guys like that. Like
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy news. Oh, and I don't know if you want to add
Yeah, I mean,
anything
I don't
or if
have
I
too
should
much
move on
to
here.
it.
I mean, our next piece of
I
news
think
is
it'd be
kind of like
interesting to kind of monitor it for sure.
Yeah.
right. Our next piece of news is kind of spiritually aligned with that piece of news.
Okay.
Dasha Nekrasova has been fired by her
Oh my
talent
god.
agency
Oh
Kirsch
man.
following a
Bro.
podcast interview with Nick Fuentes. She has also
Yeah.
been dropped
Wow.
from the upcoming film Iconoclast.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
eat shit and fucking die, Dasha. Jesus Christ.
it's so crazy that she was in she's like was in so much too.
She was in
Like
Succession. She was in
the
The Beast.
materialists.
She was in
Yeah,
Materialist.
she
Also,
Uh
was everywhere recently.
you know what? One thing on Dasha, right? What are all those casting directors thinking? What are those filmmakers thinking by putting her in their shit, bro?
Yeah,
Dasha's not like a fucking like gleaming light of charisma, you know? It's just like
yeah,
what the, like it's like
hey
any
man.
role that you have for Dasha could be played by any fucking like white woman in Brooklyn, you know? It like I sound too mean, but I'm upset. She had
No.
Nick Fuentes
Yeah.
on her very popular podcast.
yeah,
That is like beyond negligent. I don't know.
yeah.
Anyways,
No, I mean it's yeah, not cool. Nick, we'll say it. Nick Fuentes, not a cool guy.
no,
Not, and
no,
if you're not familiar with him,
don't look
don't
him up.
become
Don't look
familiar
him
with
up.
him. Yeah,
No, literally, just act like
um,
just yeah. Like
yeah,
I'll say this: Nick Fuentes not invited on looks like a movie, and
yeah.
glad,
furthermore,
One of
glad
few
we could
people
clear
that would
that
not
up
have been on
because
this
yeah,
a lot of people have
podcast.
been asking
Yeah,
about that.
and also
yeah,
Dasha not invited either.
Yeah.
no, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
Damn, the list has gotten really short
Yeah,
now with
that, I
potential
mean, shit, dude.
guests.
I gotta cross them. I gotta.
Yeah.
Well,
um.
let's move on to.
Okay, let's lighten things up here. Ruben Flesher hopes to direct Zombieland 3 for a 2029 release. Have you guys even seen Zombieland 2?
Mm-mm. Should I watch it? Is it good?
No, but did you like the first one?
Yeah, it's a fun movie. There's a
Okay.
Twinkie bit.
That's the one
Mhm.
with Bill Murray, right?
Yes.
I as a kid I loved it because Woody Harrelson. I was just enamored by him.
You're
Yeah,
just
I
big
still
Woody
am.
Yeah,
Harrelson.
I still
yeah.
can't get enough of him. That's also why I
That
can't wait
movie
to see Now You
is
See Me 3
not a
eventually.
movie.
Is Emma
I love
Stone
the
going to
first
be in
Zombieland.
Zombieland 3? Because she
Yeah, in
is
theory.
firmly above this kind of material if she wants to be. You
Sure.
know, like
Sure, but like I
no,
mean
like
they could write her out of the movie if they have to, but it's also like I don't know. It's weird because that's kind of what people were saying about Jesse Eisenberg with this release of Now You See Me 3, where they're like, why is he still doing
He
these?
is
And it's
above
like
it.
he's above it, but it's also like I don't know, like he's just having
He's
fun,
so.
dude. Like
he directed a movie that won Oscars. He is above
No,
having
I
to
was
be in
thinking.
it. Yeah.
Well, I was when watching The
yeah,
Village last night. I was thinking about it because that's like the most stacked M Night cast, and it's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. Jesse Eisenberg appears, and he's like barely a fucking character in that movie. And I was just thinking, like that guy just like is like the thing about like the Oscars and all that stuff and all that. Like it's so ridiculous that he was. But that's like where you kind of come from, I guess, or whatever. But like, it's just an interesting trajectory. But he's so major. Like,
yeah.
if,
But the thing is, it's
but
just
like
I
also
like
like, but I don't know why not. Fuck it.
there's not a world that, and I like personally, I don't see him turning down Zombieland 3. Like
No, he might also
I
have
think he
fun
just like
doing it, and
clearly
it's a lot
has
of
fun
money.
doing
Like,
this
yeah,
stuff. Like
Yeah.
I literally don't even think it's money. Like when he talks about Now You See Me 3, I'm like, I think this is just literally one of his favorite roles to play. Is just like being in the Now You See Me movies. And yeah, like why not? I mean, the money probably helps because he's gonna be directing movies. So like I get it doesn't hurt to make money, but and like be a star. But I it seems like he just enjoys it, and I don't think that it would be different for the Zombieland
Sure.
movies. And like the Ruben Fletcher quote was even him talking about Zombieland 2 and being like everybody on
What
set
if he
was like,
directed
"We'll see you
Zombieland 2?
guys." What if
that's a
Jesse
lot.
Eisenberg
That's
directs
like really
Zombieland 3?
to the
Yeah, yeah.
thing.
Jesse Eisenberg directs Zombieland 2.
That would be, and
He
they
says,
just
Ruben,
kick Ruben out.
hey, buddy,
Yeah, he
we're
big
good.
dogs Ruben.
We're good.
We're good.
LeBron, we're good.
Yeah,
That would
we're
be crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna direct Zombieland 3, and we're gonna bring in Culkin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not even returned. Like, he's not even acting in it. He like replaces himself.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck, we're good. I don't want to act in this anymore. But I'll direct it, and we're gonna. And Rory Culkin's gonna.
Yeah,
be
Rory
there.
Culkin's gonna come in, and he's gonna win another Oscar.
Fucking. I wish Rory Culkin had another Oscar.
Oh no, what is his name? That's not Roman.
Kieran.
Kieran. Yeah, Rory Culkin.
Roman
that's
is
the
a
third brother.
Succession character.
No, yeah, Roman's his
No, no.
Succession character. Is Rory the third Culkin brother?
Yes.
He's
Okay.
yeah,
Is he
he's-
in movies? Does he
Yeah.
do movies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in.
What do you mean?
What?
I don't know. What do you mean? What do I mean? Like I'm
You
asking a
don't-
question. I don't know.
You know nothing.
Haven't you seen him
You
and
know-
stuff? He's
You
in.
know
He's
nothing
in.
about cinema.
He's in Signs. He's in Scream 4.
Okay, he's like a kid in Signs, and I haven't seen Scream 4, but like okay.
Yeah.
He's in on that one movie.
He's in Lords of Chaos.
That's the one.
He's in Mean Creek with Josh Peck. Is that the Josh Peck movie? Mean
Put
Creek?
Josh
You
Peck
guys-
in that.
Do we have any? No, we don't need to put Josh Peck and stuff. Do we have any?
Just
do we-
replace all the Dasha roles with Josh Peck.
Do we have any news left, or what's?
Yeah. Sophie Thatcher and Havana Rose Leo to star in comedy film Peaches from director Jenny Suen.
Yeah,
The film follows two spoiled best friends who con older rich men for a living.
I don't know.
I love Sophie Thatcher. I think I want to sell my stock. I don't think she's gonna be in
Whoa.
movies I like.
So I don't remember the exact wording on it, right? Because the wording is very important. But it's either inspired or like a loose remake of Daisies, the 1966 Czech film.
Oh,
Oh,
I
'Cause
did not see
that's
that
what
when I was-
that's what that plot is. That
Okay,
so like that's the it's
right, and it's called Peaches.
yeah, it's Havana Rose Lou and Sophie Thatcher doing Daisies.
I see.
okay. I'm gonna hold on to my stock.
which sounds like that in like a premise thing. It sounds awesome. It sounds so cool.
Yeah. My
I
stock is
don't know.
valuable though. I bought it right after I saw The Boogeyman.
Shout out.
I was the only guy that watched that movie, and I was like, "Wait, she's really good at this."
No,
So-
that and then like she made.
What do you mean you were the
movies.
only guy that watched? We did a
I'm not
podcast.
sure, yeah,
episode.
Yeah, and I'm the only person that was like, Sophie Thatcher's really good at this.
I'm sure we were all in agreement.
I like that movie,
Yeah, I like that movie too.
Yeah.
and then she made worse movies.
Yeah, then she made the movie's like not that good, and then she made.
It's
worse
not
movies.
even
Yeah.
that good, and then somehow she was in way worse movies.
Bro, Companion's so bad.
repeatedly.
Companion's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
But
she's gonna be in the Refn movie, so everything might be okay.
Oh,
That's
she's
true.
gonna be in the
That's
Refn
true.
movie.
Yeah,
I
we did
can't-
talk about
I can't-
that.
Which is crazy to sell your stock before that movie.
No, I know you're right. You're right. You're right. I have to hold on. I've been selling so much stock though.
Yeah, I mean, what happened to
Yeah. What happened to these young stocks?
Everybody. Yeah.
fucking? It might be over for a lot of people.
Yeah.
like it's like
we're on the
it's
we're on the
getting
brink.
really
We're on the
bad
brink of
for
like
a
a
lot
of like a
people.
of the stock of the movie star stock.
Everything
market
is
collapse.
flipping
Like,
upside down.
Yeah.
Nobody's safe.
No. Yeah.
But I guess Timothée Chalamet is doing really well. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
He's like
Timothy
I've
Chalamet is
had-
like he's like the
untouchable.
Nvidia
I don't know what the fuck.
of young movie star stock.
No one can.
Yeah, I've had several of my friends who are not even movie people reach out
They
to me
shave
being like,
their
"Have you
heads."
seen the trailer for Marty Supreme?" And I'm like, "Yes, I've
They
seen."
have, like, the
trailer." Like, I can't
jacket.
wait to watch this, and it's like multiple people have talked to me
Yeah.
about that, and I'm like, "Okay,
No,
This is
he
big,
like it's
like,
it's
he-
like kind of
he's a big deal."
yeah.
Yeah,
But everyone else
okay,
is kind of fucking. Who knows? You know?
sure, but I also don't think we need to be stacking up everybody else against Timothy Chalamet.
No, we're not.
No, but what I'm saying is like, it's getting bad,
Yeah, it is getting bad.
and
Yeah.
we're in a weird kind of we're going through a shift culturally, and everybody's falling off the world, and we're gonna lose a lot of people. It may be.
There's just like
We're gonna lose a lot of people, but it's coming. It's coming, and we're gonna lose
There's
everyone.
there's really no good way to transition that into Labubu news, so we can wrap up the podcast there.
Fucking Labubu.
Next
Whoever gets
week
cast as the
episode
Labubu is done. That's it.
next
That's
week
so.
episode. Well, I think there's multiple Labubus in the movie, I'd imagine.
Wait,
You
wait,
gotta be.
Um,
Who's gonna be the main?
You have to
Labubu?
send one actor, and you can't hate them. One actor you have to damn to the Labubu movie as the lead.
What do you? Why can I hate
Oh
them?
You
God.
can't hate them though. You have to pick somebody that you don't hate, and you have to damn them to the Labubu movie.
I was on Facebook
But I don't
and it was the Hassan Gal Gadot post, and I was like, "What the fuck is like Timu Ryan Reynolds saying?" And I was like, "What? What the fuck?" I've never thought that. I've never had that thought in my life.
You could put Ryan Reynolds in the movie. I don't hate him.
I hate Ryan Reynolds.
I don't. I don't like him, but hate is such a strong word.
You know who should star in the Labubu movie? Sean Penn. Hot off of one battle after another.
Okay.
Christ.
Next week,
Hey, man,
episode 142.
he could survive.
We're gonna
that.
be
I'm gonna honest,
talking
he could survive
about Wicked for Good, and
It's
perhaps
next week.
even Train Dreams. Yeah.
It's next
So we'll see you next week, episode 142. Bye.
Bye.